Abrázame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá. A través de la oscuridad, más y más allá. Más allá. Entrando ya en el camino, melodías que no hemos tocado, y yo no quiero descansar. Resuena por la pared, creando una canción. No quiero perder el ritmo. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá. A través de la oscuridad, más y más allá. Volvemos el número, solo trueno de horizontes. Seremos miles. Crecemos el número, solo trueno de horizontes. Seremos miles. Más y más allá.
just follow your trail, and I'm losing your mind, and I'm losing your head. Let me escape from this unlove, 'cause I'm a prisoner. I just want to look my way and never back to you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport for round 17 and 18. We're back with the Season 2 here at Simplay. I'm Matthew Duffy, your commentator as always, and I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary box by a good friend of mine, Andy. Andy, good evening.
Evening, Matt. Evening, everybody. Great to be back on the Simplay channel. Well, I was here last week, but back on the Simplay domestic leagues. And we're in for a treat tonight at Imola. It was obviously the finale of last season, wasn't it, Matt? And we had an absolute thriller across both divisions, the Pro and the Pro-Am series. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one, and yeah, it should be a good one.
Should be an interesting race tonight. Do you want to say before we get into the standings and into the qualifying session that our thoughts go out to both sets of families of the late great commentator Murray Walker. What an absolute inspiration and legend to many commentators, and myself and Andy. Sad to see Murray go, but 97, really good age, and our thoughts with his family, and also to the German Queen of the Nordschleife, if you will. I'm going to murder the pronunciation. I've got to actually find it again because I forgot how to say it already. Unless you remember, Andy.
Sabine. I can't remember her surname now.
That's the one.
But she's Sabine, obviously an inspiration to all racing drivers, but especially female racing drivers, and she's paved the way for a lot of women in motorsport. So our thoughts and condolences go out to everybody close to Sabine, and to those who followed her career.
Sabine Schmitz, if I pronounce that right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But yeah, our thoughts go out to both families, and they'll be sorely missed. But we're here tonight to honour Murray Walker in a way in the commentary box. We're going to do our very, very best, me and Andy are, as we have 11 drivers on track. We are expecting a couple of others for this first race. We're expecting Cam, NJ Smithy. He's going to get in for race 2 as he's struggling to get back from work for race 1. So we're expecting Cam and NJ into this one. Not heard anything from them, but the championship at the moment looks like this. Monkey Boy can mathematically win the title tonight. He's got to outscore Holty by 18 points to do so, to win the championship. Holty then sits in second place, currently 86 points off the back of Monkey Boy. And what a season Monkey Boy has had. Rabbit Joe then P3. Now this battle, interesting. It's a shame NJ's not here because it is a four-way battle for that final promotion spot, really. Rabbit Joe on 208 points, then Liam Gamer on 200, or he's changed his PSN name, so he's on the game as That Buzzy Boy. Argent's then on 187 and NJ on 179. It's going to be absolutely crucial that these guys all try and beat each other, and the most important thing is one set of these drivers, Andy, are teammates in That Buzzy Boy and Rabbit Joe, so an inter-team battle as well as two others not helping out.
For sure, and it's going to be a compromise for those two, because what do? Do they go for the Constructors' Championship, or do they try and knock points off of each other and try and go for that top 3 spot?
Yeah,
it's going to be incredibly interesting to see between them. But you got That Posy Boy sat in 4th in the table, 8 points behind Joe. So yeah, that's an interesting dynamic. Rabbit Joe comes into the pits there, looked like he got an invalid lap time on just there on as we were watching him.
It is going to be an interesting one. Stealth Sloth then brings up the guys who aren't in really any fight at the minute with Smokey Devil. Don Productions can't be here tonight. His wife's wife partner has dislocated his shoulder, so he's got to look after the little one. Daniel Francis, Dean Wasocki, Aidan Bennett, DJ Phil Smithy, Alfie also not able to get in tonight. He's at work. And Cam bringing up the rear in the Constructors' title. There is 3 teams still up for it, but with Bossman Motorsport, no one here for this first race to represent them. They're all but out of it. There's 4 teams, sorry. Iron Brew Racing C of Holty and Cam, they can still mathematically win it, but again, Cam not here to help Holty out on this one. Iron Brew B of That Buzzy Boy or Liam Gamer and Rabbit Joe are 119 behind Forever Forward Racing of Peaceful Explosion of Monkey Boy and Argent. Sorry, that's because there's 2 Forever Forward Racings. And really, 119 points, big deficit when Monkey Boy's been on such good form this season, Andy.
It is, yeah. Forever Forward Racing have all but got that one signed and sealed. I mean, there's a lot more points on the table in the Constructors, so it's much more rare that you see the Constructors wrapped up at this stage in the season. It's still a little way to go, and obviously with trying to work this one out, about 300 and something points on the table still in the Constructors.
276.
276, so yeah, that's still a long way to go in that one, but Forever Forward looking increasingly strong in that one. Monkey Boy, however, as you said, Matt, when we kicked off tonight, could feasibly wrap up the championship tonight. If he outscores Holty by 18 points, then he will have this one done with 2 rounds and 4 races still left to go in the season. And what an unbelievable season this man has had. He's 86 points ahead of Holty, and he's looking strong already in this qualifying session. Ominous form, 1.1 seconds ahead of Holty so far, but early doors in this qualifying session. As Holty gets a little bit out of shape coming out of the hairpin, puts it into the barriers, he will have to come into the pits there. The front end of that car is going to have taken a hefty whack into the wall. But yeah, already Monkey Boy's got Holty on the back foot and looking for time out there. Looking for time
indeed. 1.1 seconds, quite the margin. In that one, just to run down the rest of the constructors, DL Motorsport sit 5th with MC Motorsport. Last year is obviously constructors champions of Stoke Sloth and Welshie. Welshie obviously making the jump up to the pro. Stoke Sloth this year not able to do the job with his new teammate Aidan, and the defending champions are mathematically out of that one. AA 3D Printing and then Pepsid Motorsport bring up the rear. And like you said, Andy, to wrap up a constructors and maybe drivers championship this early in the season, still with 2 rounds tonight, 2 rounds at Bathurst next week and 2 rounds at Rapuna Park the week after. Heck of a job from the guys at Forever Forward and Monkey Boy himself to get that job done so early on in the season. We saw Gary take it to the final race of the year at Imola last year. We saw Jamie take it to Imola last year in the Pro-Am. The constructors was pretty much wrapped up at the last 2 rounds of the season. So testament to how good them Mercedes have been.
Let's hold our horses, because we know that we know for sure that Holty might keep this Drivers' Championship open for another round yet, because he just needs to. If he brings it home in second in both races tonight, then he will keep that going until the next week, which is you say it's at
Bathurst.
Bathurst for the penultimate round. Yeah. So certainly Holty will be looking to try and keep that one going for another week if he can. But yeah, we can't put anything down on Monkey Boy, because he's been stellar from the word go, and he looks like he's now got a 2.5 second gap at the top of that leaderboard. He's on sizzling form right now. Holty just slowing it down a little bit, coming up towards the last chicane. He's obviously trying to get some space out in front of him, but he's going to be looking at that timing board and probably shaking his head, wondering where on earth he's going to find 2.5 seconds from.
Indeed he is. Monkey Boy at 45.2. That's kind of around some pro guys' pace for qualifying. Let's see if he can improve any more. Still 12 minutes left in this one, but hell of a lap that from Monkey Boy at the moment. Stoke Sloth doing well up in 3rd place. Had a good run out here last year, did Stoke Sloth. Good couple of finishes towards the end of his season, and this so far the best qualifying he's got at the minute. People who haven't done a lap time yet: Aidan Bennett, that Bozzy Boy, and DJ Phil. And Argent here down. Oh, he's just gone P3 actually. I was just looking for him on the list, that's why I can't, because he's just moved up the order. But very wiggly through that corner. That's Dean Wasocki in the gravel. Just want to shout out Dean Wasocki. Got the wheel. I can't remember what round he got the wheel, and he's actually finished in the top 10 at every race he's done on the wheel. So great shout out to Dean there. When there has been 16 or 15 cars on the grid majority of the races tonight, there's only 11 for this first one. But he's done well to say he's learning the wheel, and he's kind of chucked the season in the bin. He's done well to get to where he is on that wheel.
Yeah, for sure. It's not easy when you switch to a sim rig or to any wheel that's got force feedback when you're in sim racing, that especially if you're used to driving on a controller. It's basically it's like playing a different game. I said this before and I'll say it again. You go from being a gamer to being a real racer when you have a wheel. And I know that's a controversial comment, a lot of people disagree with that, but it kind of, it makes sense, I guess. But you've got a wheel which recreates the effects and feelings of what a real car would be telling you, in a way. Obviously you can't recreate the G-forces or the feeling underneath you, but certainly it gives you a lot more information than driving with a controller would. But it's a lot of things that can maybe distort you or put you off. But Dean is still learning, still getting to grips with the wheel, but it's good to see that he's making progress, and he's currently sat in P7 right now in this session. So not too bad stuff from Dean Misaki.
Quicker than two of the guys that we expect to see at the sharp end of the grid, really. Rabbit Joe and that Buzzy Boy quite a way off the pace at the moment in qualifying, down in 9th and 11th so far. Monkey Boy up in 1st, Smoky Devil's gone 3rd, Aidan Bennett's gone up into P4, so great lap from them two then to move up to 3rd and 4th. Smoky Devil, obviously a regular at your channel, Andy Motive Racing, a constant drive that, as well as DJ Phil, will be there most races and he's there week in, week out. And I've seen him this year at Simplay a bit more than I have at Motive. He just seems to get better every time I see him on the circuit.
Yeah, he is one of those guys who seems to be getting there. With Smokey, we're talking about with DJ Phil, because Smoky Devil is the same.
Yeah, no, they're both
DJ
Phil I think we've covered quite a bit, but Smoky Devil just seems to get better.
I agree with you. Smokey is a guy who seems to be improving all the time, and I know there's a handful of tracks that Smokey always excels at. Smokey, I used to race him in online lobbies. He tended to join the touring car lobbies a lot, just on project cars, as Kelly would refer to it, in the lobby. Smokey Devil is always in and around those, and he tends to the guys in those lobbies tend to do the same tracks over and over again. So Smokey is very, very good around a handful of tracks. But driving in Motive and driving in Simplay, I think has helped him to expand his horizons a little bit and learn a lot of new tracks and maybe get to know the cars rather than just the tracks. Because a lot of the time when you get to know the car, because the worst thing you can do, right, is driving a track over and over again and learning the track. That's not the way you should be driving on a sim racing game. You need to know the car underneath you. If you get to know the car, it doesn't matter if you don't know the track. You know what the car underneath you is doing. You can see the track in front of you, and you know what the car's going to do because you have that affinity with the car. You know?
That's it. So, you're exactly right. You've hit the nail on the head there. It's all about learning the car, not the track. The track will come to you. The more you're comfortable in the car, the track will come to you, and you'll start to feel at one with both eventually. Looking at lap times there though, Rabbit Joe up into P2, half a second off the back of Monkey Boy, so a heck of a lap from Rabbit Joe just there. That Bozzy Boy also went up to fourth, but went up to third briefly before Smokey Devil split them. Now Holty's within a second of Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy sat in the pits with 8 minutes 15 remaining. Just want to allude everybody to the link in the description to Design Manchester. Guys, go and check Design Manchester out, sponsor of our channel. Just released some Simplay merch, some mugs, coats, t-shirts, hoodies, coasters, keyrings, you name it, they've got it. Go and check out Design Manchester's Facebook page for all the pricing and anything else you want personalised, whether it be a glass, a mug, a hat, a hoodie. You give Peaceful Explosion, the owner of that one who races obviously in a pro series, give that guy a message on Design Manchester, link in the description, and I'm sure he'll be able to sort something out for you. And I tell you what, very good quality stuff. I've actually got a mug and a coaster that he sent me at Christmas with the kids' Christmas Eve boxes that we ordered for them. He sent me a Simplay mug and coaster, which is absolutely brilliant. Sat on my desk, and it's the only mug I use now. So,
none of the others feel like they're worth it after that one.
Well, the missus likes the Disney mugs. Do you know what I mean? So all our cups, we've not got a normal cup in the house. They're all Disney ones that are funny shaped or bigger than normal. So I've got a normal sized mug now.
You know, they do say once you've gone Design Manchester, you never look back.
No, they don't. They do say that. They do say that, and you don't look back, should I say? Oh dear, it's going to be one of them nights tonight. I can just see it. Rabbit Joe within half a second of Monkey Boy at the moment. 13 people watching, 9 likes, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and like this video. Let's get it to as many likes as possible before the end of the night then. Announcement early today, we are thinking of doing the Nordschleife combined, the Nürburgring combined, for our 24-hour race in the GT3 category, or GTE category. The car's yet to be decided. That one is going to be for a charity, a cancer charity, charity not decided yet, for Sabine Schmelz. Got a message off of Kelly today asking for that one to be done on the next 24-hour race. Can we do that one? Which I like the idea of, in honour of Sabine, and you know, a lot of racing fans I think will enjoy that one. She obviously famous for being on Top Gear, driving the transit van, if I remember rightly, around the Nordschleife with Richard Hammond, if I'm correct.
I think so, yeah, I believe so. Not an easy vehicle to get around any track, let alone a Nordschleife, is it?
Oh no. Difficult to get off our one-way street, but yeah. As we see Holty then on a flying lap at the moment. Needs a couple of tenths to Rabbit Joe, and what's Holty got to do in his McLaren? Because he obviously hasn't got the top end speed of the Porsche and the Mercedes, Andy, but what's the McLaren of Holty got to do here round this similar circuit to get anywhere near Monkey Boy's pole time?
To be fair, he just needs to be ragging it around these parts of the track, because the McLaren has got such strong grip, and it's got a lot of downforce on that McLaren. So definitely in these sections like the chicanes and the slower corners, even the faster corners, Holty's going to be wanting to make sure he can make up that time, because he is going to be finding it quite difficult to overtake in this race. You've got that long start-finish straight, but he really needs to find himself in a position where maybe he can be ahead of Rabbit Joe and Monkey Boy before we get to those long straights, because he's going to find it hard to actually get a strong straight line and actually get past these guys. McLaren does not have the straight line speed of the Merc, so he needs to find himself ahead of these guys at the start if he wants to have any chance, I think, in this race. Unless the other two make a mistake, that is.
Yeah,
but still a little way off.
Didn't improve that time round, did he? Just looking at the other guys, Smokey Devil and that Bozzy Boy, and DJ Phil in the pits. DJ Phil out qualifying in his McLaren, out qualifying the Acura of Daniel Francis's Monkey Boy. He's just gone even faster then to put Holty pretty much back to a second behind him now. So Monkey Boy 45.2, really showing strong pace early doors. He's got his teammate just in front of him, Kieran Argent, down in P6, who improved last lap as well. He's just behind that Bozzy Boy in terms of the times on screen now. Dean Wysocki then just ahead of Aidan Bennett and Stealth Sloth by a couple of tenths, doing not too bad a job. Even it's that Bozzy Boy, Daniel Francis, Rabbit Joe Welshie, Jamie Brazier, Gary 131. We're on the big screen tonight, he says in the chat. Evening to Bethany Duffin. She's going to pop. Is it just me who collects them, Matt? I'll get yours boxed up then. All right, it's both of us that collect the Disney books, but don't box mine up. They need to be covered. Jamie Brazier, there might be a team up for the 24-hour race currently in discussion, says Jamie Brazier. Oh, interesting. And Michael Matthews, RIP Sabine. Yes, you are correct. Clarkson failed in a Jag, I think, to do it in less than 10 minutes, and she said she could beat him in a van. So she did do it in a van, who was right. Absolutely brilliant.
Did she actually do a sub 10 minute lap in the van then?
I don't know. Peaceful, if you are still watching, did she do a sub 10 minute lap in the van?
And if not, did she beat Jeremy Clarkson's lap in a Jag? Because that would be pretty damn impressive if she did.
Yeah, in a transit van, that would be absolutely brilliant. Dean there just avoiding some traffic. He's got Stealth Sloth just in front of him. Another McLaren on the grid of Dean and DJ Phil. Always been a bit greedy on the curb there and has lost the rear of the car. Still got time to get one, maybe two laps at a push in. So I'll have to see what happens with Dean Wysocki. If you missed a race that went by where Simplay take part, or a lot of the Simplay lads take part in, 5 of the Simplay lads are in the grid over at Motive Racing's Formula 1 race on a Friday night. I suggest you would check out that series so far. Andy on commentary does a fantastic job. If you missed the race last Friday, Simplay 1, 2, 3, me, Jamie and Gary first, second, third, in what was a very, very strange race.
It was,
that we commentated on. The rain really changed it.
Yeah, the leader Green Pies, for some goodness knows what reasons, unbeknownst to any rationally thinking human being, actually came into the pits for intermediate tyres with 2 laps left, with 2 or 3 laps left to go.
Yeah.
And I was sat on commentary, and myself and Emo guy was sat there thinking, what on earth is he doing? Why is he doing this? The track is still dry. And obviously Gary, yourself, and Jamie all came through, took those top 3 spots.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what he was thinking there, Matt. This week he messaged me, reached out to me in private and suggested that he might try and come from the back of the grid in this coming race. So it could be another win for the Simplay lads.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm
not
not complaining. If me and Gary can close that gap in the constructors' title, that'll be really nice. Green Pies, if you are watching, no, exactly. If you are watching Green Pies, please start at the back of the grid and just Jose, Penguin Dude, and GBD, because that'll give me and Gary a really nice set of points in that championship. Michael Matthews, she did it in 10 minutes 12 seconds in the transit van. So there you go, just over 10 minutes. Yeah, brilliant. First win on Motive F1. Gary says get in, no ringers, Jamie, you don't need them. They'd be making their Simplay debut at the Nordschleife, somewhat Jamie's just said to me in the chat. So is that who his teammate could be for the... Oh, well, I don't think we're doing teams for the 24-hour race. I think it was just individual, but unless it's somebody who's going to come out...
Are we doing a 24 hours of the Nordschleife?
Yeah, that is our next 24-hour event. I do believe 24 hours of the Nordschleife.
Count me in, please. I want to do this.
Well, we've actually got to come together, get our heads together over this.
I'll tell you what, let me know, say when it is, and I'll book the weekend off.
Well, there's no date at the minute because I want to speak with you and Dan and G. I want to try.
Yeah, I'm definitely down for this, mate. I'm going to book the weekend off. I want
to speak with you, Dan and G, to work it around Motive's calendar, which their season's just obviously started, and in between our season 2 and season 3. So I want to work it around all of that so we can get some of your guys in. Because I know a few of your lads up Bar, and I think Nicky have said they want to do it as well. So let's try and get.
I mean, our season. I'll tell you what, the best one would be May the 8th.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a possibility.
Probably, yeah.
'Cause that's the week after our season ends, and we still got touring cars on the 9th, the day after, so we're all going to be shattered for that. But well, if we started the race on Friday, ended it on Saturday,
everybody's got Sunday to just chill out before the touring cars run. As Monkey Boy then is coming to complete his final lap. Dates will appear on the Simplay page and group, so keep your eyes out for that one. For the 24-hour race as well as the Triple Crown of this year. Monkey Boy though currently on pole by 8 tenths of a second from Rabbit Joe. Monkey Boy's in the 44s now, so Joe's improved slightly and Monkey Boy has improved again. Holty 1.2 behind now. Argent's up to 4th, so heck of a lap from Argent at the end. Aiden's also improved up into 7th, but here comes Monkey Boy to cross the line. Does he improve this final run?
Is he going to rub salt in the wounds?
He has rubbed salt in the wool. Just a slight improvement. Smithy says go on NJ. There's no NJ in this first race, Smithy, so I don't know where he is. Hope to see you in the second race as well. Can Holty improve as he's crossing the line? Needs 4 tenths. Oh, he only found 3. He was so close at the very end there to getting a lap in that. Buzzy Boy's about to cross the line. I don't think he improved there then. So that is a shame.
Great lap there from Monkey Boy. He's absolutely pulled it out of the bag, and I think Monkey Boy is going to take some beating now for him not to take the championship tonight, because you've got Holty in 3rd. Still, I don't know, Holty might just about cling on to preserving his championship, but I think Monkey Boy looking in ominous form. Rabbit Joe in P2, but can't take it away from Monkey Boy. Oh, he's looking so strong tonight.
What a start to his evening and potential championship victory tonight. That Buzzy Boy did improve. He went above Smoky Devil into P5. Smoky Devil then will start 6th with Aidan Bennett P7. Dean Wasaki drops to 8th from Stealthsoft 9th. DJ Phil Green 10th and Daniel Francis P11 then in this one. But another pole position. That marks Monkey Boy's 3rd pole position I've got on my page of the season. So what a start for him in this race tonight. The driver's just going to ready up. He's taken 5 race wins this season, has Monkey Boy. He has been on another level compared to everybody else. And most of the races he's finished have all been in the podium, so it's just testament to how well and how consistent he's been all season.
Yeah, it is, and he's currently got the reward for that, and if he can keep this up tonight, then he'll be on for another win and extend that championship gap. But Rabbit Joe's going to be looking to try and get a good start. To be fair, 9 tenths of a second isn't too much in the race. That can be turned on its head, especially when you've got the slipstream, and if Rabbit Joe, Holty, any of these guys can get a strong start and put the pressure on Monkey Boy, then that will definitely help them in their charge. Kieran Argent starting from the 2nd row, not too far back. That Bozzy Boy did a decent lap at the end there, but still a little way off of the pole time. Smoky Devil, Aidan Bennett, Dean Wasaki, these guys are all going to have a great fight in the mid-pack. And Stealthsoft, surprising to see him down in 9th place. DJ Phil and Daniel Francis as well, but we know that DJ Phil will always stick in there till the bitter end and pick up on any little skirmishes from the guys up the front, and he'll be there to pick up the points where they are available. But we're about to go lights out here at Simplay for the Pro-Am Series tonight at Imola. This is round 17 and 18 of the championship, and as we've already said, Monkey Boy can wrap it up tonight if he can gain 18 points on Holty throughout the course of this round. But we're about to go racing here.
We are about to go racing. The lights are coming on. And we're green here at Imola for the round 17 of the season. And what a good start there from Rabbit Joe. He has got off the line and gone at the moment. Monkey Boy a bit hesitant off the line, and that Bozzy Boy's coming through as well. So the 2 Porsches already look quite quick off the line. That Bozzy Boy up past Kieran Argent off the start line. Smoky Devil's also lost a place. Oh, a bit hesitant on the power as well there for Smoky Devil. Dean Wasaki nearly bumped the back of him. But at the moment, it's a good start for Rabbit Joe and a good start for Holty. Although, yeah, he has. I've just about...
move done. Yeah, great run
stuff.
Towards turn 2.
Oh, Joe!
Oh, Rabbit Joe gets loose onto the curve and he's lost the position there. Holty up in the 2nd.
He's lost 2.
It looks like Rabbit Joe's falling backwards here. He's got a McLaren up his inside. That was looks like he's dropped back down now. Kieran Argent up into 4th place. That Bozzy Boy is into 3rd, and it looks like Holty gets ahead of that Bozzy Boy. Holds on in 2nd place, but Monkey Boy getting the lead straight back off from Rabbit Joe. It looks so promising for him there, Matt. But we see there we've got Smoky Devil up the inside of Aidan Bennett up into 6th place. Great, brilliantly done there from Smoky Devil. He's gone a little bit wide though. Is Aidan Bennett going to try and immediately respond to him? Let's ride on board with Smoky Devil and see what he's seeing as they're coming to the brakes. Oh, he's very late on the brakes. Almost went into the back of Rabbit Joe.
He's struggling, Andy, in this first lap.
He is. after what was a flying start, he got it hooked up perfectly off the lights. But did he jump the start? Maybe he seems a bit demoralised, Matt. I don't know. Maybe whether he jumped the start. I'm just putting 2 and 2 together there because of the fact that he seems to be in a bit of a mess.
Or is he on the hard tyre here, Andy? Because obviously springtime. I know a few people last week ran the not last week, the week before, Indy Road Course ran the hard tyre over the softs because they said the softs wasn't lasting. So is Joe trying a different tactic to the others? In which case he may have less performance early doors in this race. As Dean going for an absolute lunge, he's managed to get it stopped. I think he did just touch Smokey Devil there.
Oh,
he's very wide.
Out to the gravel, out of the hairpin. He's now dropped places. DJ Phil, as we always see, being consistent as anything and picking up the pieces when everyone else messes it up. But Aidan Bennett's got stealth stuff in the slipstream here. These guys batting over 9th place. Smokey Devil there running in P6. Obviously got that tap in the rear from Dean coming into the hairpin. It looks like these guys managing to keep themselves out of trouble though. Monkey Boy leads by 1.4 seconds. He's already pulling out that gap. He's continuing his advantage in qualifying into the race. That Bossy Boy's made a strong start though, Matt, up into the third. He's really done bits in the early stages of this race. Kieran Argent dropping off the back of the top 3 a little bit. Rabbit Joe has sort of started to settle down now, maybe, I dare say, after a tricky first lap. He made an unbelievable start, but since then it's just all gone downhill for him.
He got away really well, and then after he got to turn 3, he got Monkey Boy past him, and then it just seemed to go wrong from there. Daniel Francis in the pitch damage. Pit window is lap 5, so too much damage for Daniel Francis. Not the opening lap that he would have wanted then. But you're right, Holty though, what a stellar job he's doing. Oh, what has happened to Holty? He looked a bit slow through there, and he's got that Bossy Boy crawling all over the back of him, but that Bossy Boy cannot get the move done. He looked slow coming up over the hill there. Oh, he's very wide there as well. That could be a slowdown, and that Bossy Boy could find himself through. I was just about to praise Holty on how good he's done to keep that Porsche at bay for the time being, as the Porsche is coming up now. Liam having a look into the chicane. Not normally an overtaking manoeuvre opportunity there, and well driven from both drivers there. Great respect from the two of them. It's very tight there, Andy. You wouldn't really think to go for a move there unless you're going to get it done before the braking zone.
Yeah, you need to be alongside. Basically, you need to be slightly in front. Otherwise, the advantage goes to the driver on the outside with that preferable line. As we see Holty getting wide there, coming through the hairpin, and that Bossy Boy, Liam, is going to dive up the inside and capitalise on that. He did not need a second invitation there. That Bossy Boy's up into second. Holty now finds himself under a bit of a threat from Kieran Argent in his fight for what is the final podium spot as they come around to complete lap 2. But that Bossy Boy, it looks like he's picking up the pieces from everyone else's mistakes, and it looks like Kieran Argent now side by side with Holty. Is he going to be able to get a move? It looks like he's actually lost out there. Kieran Argent backed out of that.
Strange.
AMG has so much more pace on the McLaren, but it looks like Kieran's backed out and he's lost it there, coming through turns 1 and 2. That is Rabbit Joe up into 4th place. Smokey Devil right onto the back of him, but Kieran Argent, a bit of a head scratcher there, because the AMG has so much more straight line speed than the McLaren, but for some reason I think Kieran either backed out of it or he's got his gearing set up all wrong, because he just seems to just
something wasn't right. He was clearly alongside Holty and then backed out, and then ultimately made a mistake. Liam gets a bit of a slide. Liam and Holty are into the wall. What a shame for Liam and Holty. Liam had a slide as Holty then caught the side of him, and Liam's teammate will fly past. Now does Liam? He has. He's definitely crapping. That car is. He's got to get in the pits this lap then, as Kieran slides up the inside and then goes wide to allow Liam to come back at him then. Liam, is he going to have to pit this lap for damage then? It doesn't look too bad at the moment. He's managing to keep going, defends his line. Maybe he was just trying to regroup after his little skirmish. But I don't think he took the worst of that there. I think this man, Holty, got the worst of the damage there, Andy, into Liam and then into the wall heavily. Liam may have just got away with it, just a bit of aero maybe. If Liam can keep going, that would be brilliant.
I think Holty absorbed all the impact because he was the one who was got pushed into the wall, wasn't he? Liam was sort of leaning on him, but it was Holty the one who took the brunt of it. He's now down in 10th place. He will have to surely come into the pits. I'll be surprised if he stays out and sticks with it, because he's now 20 seconds off the pace and he's losing time to Stealth Slough. So this is really for the championship, or should I say tilted the championship in the favour of Monkey Boy. This man here has got a 10-second lead out the front, and it's looking very much like he's going to secure the deal tonight. If he can keep doing what he's doing, he might even have it done before we get to the second race of the evening.
He might
doing the business.
Absolutely top job. Holty then is going to come into the pits at the end of lap 3, so clearly significant damage on that McLaren, which you could tell as well, losing pace to that Lamborghini. And Holty, a very quick driver, has got a lot of work to do in the pits. Now then, Liam Gamer stayed out and he's still all over the back of his teammate. Rabbit Joe is struggling here because he's got a train of cars behind him. Porsche, Mercedes, Porsche. Daniel Francis a lap down in the Acura just behind, and then Dean Wysocki could get on this pack. Dean up into 6th. Oh, Kieran's wide. Yeah, Smokey Devil, great move up the inside at the hairpin, and that's job done for Smokey up into P4 at the moment. He had a couple of podiums this season as Smokey Devil, so he'll want to get another one. Surely, he just clipped the grass there, but managed to get it stopped and turned in. I thought he was going to lose the rear there, Andy, but he's done well.
He did, that was a great save there, but these four currently really seem to be engaging with each other. We've got Rabbit Joe somehow clinging on to P2. But that Bozzy Boy seems to have a bit more confidence right now. Obviously, Liam, that Bozzy Boy, same person there, guys, for anyone new to the channel. He's had a bit of a contact with the wall, obviously with Holty, those two came together, but he's still sticking to the back of Rabbit Joe. It doesn't look like that's dented his confidence in any way, and hopefully the damage was minimal. Presumably just a bit of bodywork damage for Liam, because he's still giving Rabbit Joe a lot to think about. Oh, as he goes a little bit late on the brakes, goes deep into the hairpin. He's gone wide onto the gravel. Surely Smokey Devil's going to want to seize on that. No, Liam defends the inside, hugs the curve, and doesn't allow him to get around him.
I say something, Andy. Joe's very quick in a straight line, but doesn't seem the most confident round the corners here. Does seem like he's struggling an awful lot to get round the corners, but Rabbit Joe at the minute managing to hold on to P2 very nicely. He's 12 seconds behind Monkey Boy. He's now just hanging on for that podium place, and here goes his teammate then. He's going to look up the inside. Best of the late breakers, and Liam can't get it done. Can he get it stopped? Yes, he can, without running into the back of the teammate. Kieran and Smokey Devil behind, side by side as well. So battles between these four all around. DJ Phil has came into the pits a bit early, so maybe a spot of damage for DJ Phil. Hopefully he can get it back out before Holty and Daniel Francis come around. Dean Wysocki's had a bit of a spin as well. He's down in 8th place, which is a shame, because he wasn't far off the back of this quartet here and running in a very good 6th place, but he's now down in P8. What can he do? But Liam Gamer looks so much confident round the corners compared to Rabbit Joe. He's got to make sure, though, he gets that move done cleanly. He's been a bit late on the brakes twice here, and it could have cost him at times, but he's managed to get it stopped. Joe, very wide. Liam losing the rear of the car, and he's round.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for Liam. He looked like he had so much more confidence than Rabbit Joe, but clearly he was pushing a little bit too hard. He's dropped back now. Yeah. He's going to fall back into the clutches of Kieran Argent's got. Oh, hold on a minute. Is that a lap car? It is a lap car.
That's the Acura. That's Daniel Francis.
Yeah, Daniel there getting out of shape, coming through. I think is that one Aquamilla early? I think it is. But yeah, he's completely lost it coming through that corner. I thought Liam had been overtaken by somebody else.
Oh no! Holty's in the pits again.
No way.
Holty's in the pits again. What has happened to Holty? His night is going from bad to worse. He's away now. He should overtake DJ Phil then. It didn't fix his car. He's just put in the chat. It didn't fix his car. What a nightmare for Holty in this first race then. Rabbit Joe and Smokey Devil 2nd and 3rd with Argent 4th. All these three now having a bit of a battle. Are we going to see that Bozzy Boy come into the pits, or is he going to remain on circuit? Let's wait and see. But so far so good for Monkey Boy and Rabbit Joe. Holty having a nightmare race here.
Yeah, it's all gone up in smoke for Holty. I thought he might be able to preserve his championship and keep Monkey Boy in the fight for another round, but it's looking very unlikely now. I think Monkey Boy is going to be Simplay's Pro-Am champion for Season 2 by the end of this race. He's got 6 laps into this 16-lap race. In 10 laps' time, he could be the man who has secured the title. With 5 races left still to go in this season, obviously this one, round 17, 22-race season, so what an unbelievable job it would be from Monkey Boy if he can get it all done with 5 races left in the season. But still a long way left to go in this race. Still anything can happen if Monkey Boy were to have a contact with the wall or something happen to him. It's simply a monumental incident, and he might find himself without the lead.
Oh, Rabbit Joe! Rabbit Joe! I was just about to say, look at Smokey Devil looking all over the back of Rabbit Joe through the corner, and Joe off into the wall. He's not appeared over the hill yet. Liam Gamer has, though. There's Holty a lap down. Joe is only just getting it turned around now. Where's Stealth Sloth? Will we see him? He's 2.6 behind. Yeah, you'll just see Stealth Sloth. And there is Rabbit Joe. Stealth Sloth's picked up a time penalty, but Joe lost it in the same place his teammate has lost it. Is that a sign that the Porsche may just be struggling through that corner after the chicane, just getting the power down, maybe losing the rear of the car, too much power out the chicane? That's both Porsches 2 laps in a row. Is terrible look.
Through that corner really does upset the balance of the car, doesn't it? And we see Rabbit Joe almost getting a little bit loose coming out of the chicane there as well. I wonder if he's clearly got damage on the car. You can see the right hand side of that car has taken a bit of a fair old bit of a whack. But also we've got Stealth Sloth there right behind him. Looks like the McLaren getting well out of the way of us. Holty. Oh, Matt, look at this Holty.
I know.
He's having to move over for the leaders here. He seems to still be struggling out there, regardless of the time that he's lost. He's still got problems. That, or he's just demoralised, and he's not really. His head's not really in it now.
He's having massive bad luck today. He's been lapped by everybody. Rabbit Joe at the end of lap 6 will come into the pits then. So he has got work to do after he span again. This puts Smoky Devil up to second, and now his battle with Argent can continue. The two yellow Lamborghinis of MC Motorsport, Aiden and Stealth Sloth, 5th and 6th at the minute. Dean Wasaki should get past Joe. He has just passed Joe. There is Dean Joe still in the pits. Evening, guys. It's Maze Gamer. Evening to Maze Gamer. Nice to see you in the chat once again. And for Rabbit Joe, this pit stop could be a lengthy one, and you want to be in and out as quick as... Oh, no, it isn't actually. Well done to the Iron Brew Racing Team B-Team pit crew, getting him in and out quite quickly. Long pit lane, though, here, Andy. Very long pit lane.
It is, yeah, and he's definitely going to be... It's agonising when you're in that pit lane on that speed limiter, and there's nothing you can do. You've just got to wait for it to pass. But here he comes, so it looks like he's going to re-emerge just under a lap down on the race leader Monkey Boy, but it's not the situation that Rabbit Joe would have wanted when he was thinking about this race at Imola here tonight. He had the pace. He's obviously got an incredible start to the race, found himself in P1 coming into turn 1, but then that was pretty much where the high points ended in this race. Still got race 2 to go, and he might, well, I don't know whether he'll be able to, he'll be able to qualify, won't he? Because
top 5.
On where he is.
Top 5 can't qualify for race 2 because 11 started this one, so top 5 cannot qualify for race 2. He's still got a bit of this race left to go as well, and everybody in front still to pit. Now, if Liam Gamer has got damage, what extent of damage has he got for when he pits? Could Joe come out around about a similar? Could Liam come out around about a similar place as Joe? That'll be the interesting one to see, as we say hi to Nicky as well.
Welcome, Nicky.
But Stealth Sloth, the only man on a time penalty at the moment. Monkey Boy just cruising out in front, 15 seconds in the lead. Not really put a foot wrong so far. He's got 15
he's
seconds.
Just enjoying himself, isn't he? He's probably just drinking it in. You know, he's on a champion's drive at the moment. He's got comfortable lead back to Smoky Devil. His championship rival Holty has been in the wars since the get-go, so he's just got to bring it around, hasn't he? He knows he hasn't really got to push. He's just managing that gap. And he's probably grinning from ear to ear right now, knowing that this is it. He's pretty much got this one in the bag.
He really has. He's drove a champions race, like you said. He's been really, really good doing what he needs to do. That Bozzy Boy's back on the back of Kieran. Has Kieran made a mistake? He must have... Oh, again, then, same corner. That Bozzy Boy just getting a bit on the wheel. Yeah. Maybe the setup not right on that Porsche of Rabbit Joe and Liam Gamer, but Argent here must have made a mistake somewhere because he was on the back of Smoky Devil. He's now got that Bozzy Boy, or Liam Gamer as we know him, right on the back of him here, and Liam has had, you know, he got put in the wall by Holty, or with Holty, sorry, not by Holty, with Holty. He then had that spin on his own. Clearly has confidence round this track, but he's just struggling a little bit with the car.
I know exactly the situation that Liam's in right now, and it's a situation in the GT3 cars that you can get lured into quite often. You feel comfortable with an oversteery, slightly on the limit car, and you can get away with it for maybe a few quality laps, maybe the start of a race, but there's an opportunity for too many slips, and you feel like you can handle it. You feel like you're fully capable of dealing with it. But all it takes is a couple of slips, a bit of damage on the car to completely knock your confidence and really just halt your momentum. And clearly that's the situation that Bozzy Boy Liam is in right now, and he's on the back of Kieran Argent. But the thing is, though, I think it's probably going to be playing on his mind the incidents that he's had in this race, and he knows that regardless of how quickly he drives and what sort of talent he's got, he knows that he's not fighting for the win anymore, and that can get you down. It can be demoralising knowing that you were able to fight for the win, but you're not in that position where you're close enough due to the fact that you've had too many incidents. So it will be getting him down at this point, but he's just got to keep his head in the game. You know, he's still got a podium on the horizon. He keeps just
he's lapping well. He's lapping a lot better than Kieran Argent. It's not quite as quick as Smoky Devil, but that may be due to the fact that he's behind Kieran in traffic. So yeah, an interesting one that we're going to have to keep an eye on throughout the race. Then the other interesting one is Rabbit Joe's progression through the order. Still about 20 odd seconds behind Dean Wasaki, 26 there you see behind Dean Wasaki. So he has got a long way to go. Although to be fair, he could get Dean in the pits with if Dean just makes even a splash and dash kind of pit stop, because it's like we've said a minute ago, it's that long a pit lane here. Rabbit Joe could pick off Dean, maybe be on the back of Stovsloff and Aiden by the time he does. They make their round of pit stops then. And don't forget, anybody can pit from now. Lap 5 was the pit window. It's open now though, so anybody can pit at any time. Holty progression will be key. He's 12 seconds off the back of DJ Phil, right behind Stovsloff as you see now on track.
But obviously I want to emphasise to those who are new to the Simplay channel, those who had severe damage are allowed to count their early pit stop as their mandatory. So those who came in due to heavy damage on the cars will actually be able to pass that off as their bits that they won't have to come in again. So it depends on that. There are a few who have made that stop already. Obviously, others do have to come in. The top 5 also have to come in. In fact, top 6 have still have to come in for their stops. And we'll just see there, Aiden. Yeah, Stovsloff there peeling in. He's making his stop right now. I wonder if his teammate's going to follow him in next lap.
Yeah, so this is the interesting one now, is where will Rabbit Joe appear in terms of Stovsloff? How much has he gained or lost through pitting for damage? Stovsloff then into the pits he comes. And where will he reappear? Let's wait and see. But at the moment, Monkey Boy 19 seconds in front. Argent's a further 10 seconds behind Smoky Devil. So Smoky Devil kind of in no man's land at the minute. He's not close to the leader, but he's not. But he's nowhere near third place. That Buzzy Boy's really on the tail of Argent, and he's being patient here. He's using his head and being patient, waiting to see where Argent's going to make a mistake here. This the corner he's struggling with, although it's nice and smooth this time around there. Bit of a twitch off the curb. But he's just following Kieran here and just keeping it lovely at the minute. Stovsloff came out the pits ahead of Rabbit Joe, just to point out, by about 5 seconds as well. So that's where Joe is. He's lost about 4 or 5 seconds through having to pit for damage due to his pit stop compared to his splash and dash he'd have normally made. So it'll be interesting to see what Joe does here then in this one. Where are we? Lap 10 of 16.
For sure, but it's currently the main battle out on track right now, and Liam's still not able to find any chinks in the armoury of Kieran Argent. If you see Liam going a little bit wide into the final hairpin, getting a little bit onto the grass, managed to keep it off the gravel though, but that wouldn't have helped him. I think he's just trying to pile the pressure on Kieran Argent right now. Kieran's got so much speed down the straights in that AMG, it's going to be difficult for Liam to get close enough coming into that first braking zone into turn 1. Yeah. He needs to try and, I think, get into Kieran's head a little bit, try and play the mental games.
Oh, he's having a look. He's having a look. He's having a look.
No, can't do that. That was close. Kieran Argent right over the curves and onto the grass a bit there.
Yeah, Liam definitely had a look. Tried to look for the Liam lunge. We normally see Sutty do that on a Thursday night, but Liam definitely now.
Oh, so Matt stretched his mic.
Yeah, apologies about. I've just leant on my headset and unplugged it. Liam there was definitely putting the pressure on Argent, but Argent wise to it and is managed to keep it wide. Liam though made a mistake coming off of turn 4 and has just lost all that time to Argent.
Yeah, he has, and that's given Kieran Argent a little bit of time to just regroup and get himself together. You know, he's a tad bit of respite for him, but I'm sure Liam's going to be on the charge in a moment. He will be coming back, that is for sure. This is not over for Kieran Argent. But we see Aiden Bennett into the pits. Obviously his teammate Stovsloff came in a couple of laps ago. He's following suit. Stovsloff running in P6. Looks like Aiden's going to re-emerge in P8, a long way behind Rabbit Joe though.
He's got right, so Rabbit Joe's made up a place on through the pit stop, should I say, and he's about 23 seconds off the back of Dean Wasaki, so that could be another place. So we could see Rabbit Joe here, unless he's going to get past Stovsloff, maybe finish 6th, 5th overall, maybe if depending on Stovsloff's penalty and what happens in the rest of the race, as Aiden re-emerges from the pit lane then, and to the circuit he goes. That Buzzy Boy still applying the pressure. Liam Gamer really is on a charge here and applying the pressure to Argent. Stovsloff has got a gap to Rabbit Joe. 1.8 is the gap. Obviously Stovsloff has a time penalty. We don't know that time penalty until the end of the race, so that one we won't be able to see until the end. But Liam Gamer here, and you said last lap that the AMG pulls away. Liam not really sticking in the slipstream of Kieran down towards turn 1 as well. So with that AMG's power of pulling away, it's not going to help Liam that he's not in Kieran's slipstream to sort of...
No, the whole point... Yeah, no, and I understand the reason why he's doing that, because he knows that the slipstream isn't going to be too much of a gain for him due to the AMG having so much power.
Oh, the AMG's made a mistake!
There we go. It looks like he's finally been pressured into a mistake. I was just going to say there, Matt, the whole point of duck into the inside and not really sit in the slipstream is to try and get the driver in front to start thinking about defending it.
Yeah.
It makes them, it's a subconscious thing. You know, instead of just driving your own line and focusing on what you're doing, you kind of start to worry about what the guy behind you is thinking, and if he's going to go for a lunge, or you start overthinking things. And Kieran Argent has just had a bit of a moment. He's lost control of the car, and he's had actually quite a big moment there, because he's now 10 seconds behind Liam, but Liam's perseverance has paid off now. He's up into a podium spot. Some great points for that Aussie boy here for Iron Brew Racing B team as the race leader Monkey Boy comes into the pits.
Comes into pits at the end of lap 12. 22 seconds in the lead, so he can really pit. He's not going to come out in front of Smoky Devil unless Smoky Devil pits at the same time, but what a job this guy's doing. And yeah, Liam Gamer there, that Bozzy boy, really was patient there, and he made Kieran think a few times. He had a bit of a lunge the lap before, and he made Kieran think, and he managed to get the move done now, and he's 13 seconds in front of Kieran. So Kieran really starting to struggle as Smoky Devil inherits the race lead from Monkey Boy, as Smoky Devil still yet to come into the pit lane then. And what a job this guy's doing as well, lapping just off the pace of Monkey Boy, but a bit quicker than that Bozzy Boy and Argent. In fact, lapping the similar pace as Rabbit Joe. As that Bozzy Boy as well's got Monkey Boy.
That Bozzy Boy moves up into second, but he still needs to come into the pits, as the Smoky Devil. Well, no, actually, hold on.
No, yes, Smoky Devil's still got to pit, so has Argent, Liam and Dean Wasocki. They're all still to pit.
Yeah, Smoky Devil.
Hang on.
Honourable mention to Smoky Devil, actually, Matt. He's currently sat in.
Can we just pan to... Oh no, Monkey Boy's out. So has Argent been able to stop at his box? He has. So well worked by the team at Forever Forward Racing. Sorry, Andy, to cut you off, but thought Argent really may be doing a drive-through, and in fact, he's actually done a splash and dash, not lost any time there of these boys. Top stuff from the Forever Forward pit crew there.
Yeah, double stacking and working it to perfection. I wanted to say a big honourable mention to Smoky Devil tonight, Matt. He's come on absolutely leaps and bounds throughout the course of this season, and he's currently on course for a second place finish here once he comes in to make his stop. Obviously Monkey Boy, the net leader and most likely champion elect here for this Pro-Am series, but Smoky Devil has done absolutely brilliantly, and I know that Imola's track that he likes. I've seen him race Motive in the GT3s before, and he's really on it, is Smoky Devil. So
Smoky Devil this year has been absolutely fantastic. A third place on his debut at Simplay, second place at Round 1 Long Beach, and a second place at Race 2 at Indy Road Course 2 weeks ago. So 3 podiums to his name this year, this season, sorry. Is this about to be podium number 4? It's going to be hard to take it away from him, because that Bozzy Boy 12 seconds back. Monkey Boy is technically net leader. Smoky Devil should pit and come out second place, no bother, unless that Bozzy Boy pits at the very end. 3 laps to go here. So Smoky Devil, that Bozzy Boy, Dean, that's it, just them 3 have got to pit within the next 2 laps, because you've got to pit on the penultimate laps. It's either this time round or next time round for them 3, and then we'll see who is going to do what. Dean Wasocki on the back of Kieran Argent, not really for anything at the minute, because Kieran's obviously pitted. But Kieran will not want to fight with anybody here. He'll want to get his foot down and pump in the good laps to try and gain up some time that he's got to over Liam Gamer. Now, Liam Gamer as well, let's not forget, Andy, had the incident with Holty early doors and had the spin. What do you do? He's obviously managing to work with the car fine. Do you repair the damage in the pit lane? Do you leave it as it is? Car seems to be handling all right for him. Surely you just splash and dash.
No point in changing. Yeah, there's no point in getting damage repairs because the car's working seamlessly. It doesn't look like it's really affecting his performance much. Sometimes when you get a little bit of aero damage with these GT3s, it can dock the straight line speed by a couple of miles an hour. But generally, as long as you're aware of it and you're counteracting the steering with the wheel, usually you can get away with it without losing too much time. Maybe 3-4, maybe 3-4 tenths, maybe half a second. But you can get away without too much time. If you actually, without too much time lost, if you manage to counteract that steering, just keep it sort of straight as you can. So yes, that Bozzy Boy, no need for him to damage repair, in my opinion. I think his car looks fine. And if you look at his car, it looks in pretty good nick as well.
Oh, yeah, visually it looks absolutely brilliant. 1 man into the pit, Smoky Devil at the end of lap 14. Rabbit Joe, remember who was going to keep an eye on his progression? He's actually lost a lot of ground to Stealth Sloth. He's well off the back of Stealth Sloth now. Clearly another mistake. His lap last time around for Rabbit Joe, not the 57.7 he's just done, the one before that, was a 2 minute .1. So Rabbit Joe really struggling tonight. Liam Gamer in the pits, lap 14 as well. So only Dean left to pit, who's currently P6, will probably feed out. In fact, I don't. Yeah, he's about 17 seconds ahead of Joe and Aiden. So Dean will probably come out about P8. Holty as well, not caught onto the back of DJ Phil. Look at the last lap. 5 seconds the difference, and Holty is not caught to DJ Phil at all. So really struggling. And there is your net race leader, possibly championship winner. And I tell you what a pit stop for Smoky Devil. Is he actually get closed the gap from 20 odd seconds? Smoky Devils, what a pit stop from Smoky Devil then.
I wonder if Monkey Boy ran into a few problems when he came into the pits, because he's tell you what, he's lucky to hold on to the lead by the looks of it, because he's clearly had a bit of a mare. Pit stop errors are turned on, I believe, for Pro-Am.
Yeah,
right?
pit stop errors are on for Pro-Am.
So
I wonder if that
Monkey
is
Boy's
the
got
case.
away with that due to the fact that he just built up such a good lead at the beginning. It's meant that it hasn't really cost him too much. So really well done to Monkey Boy. He's clearly had a mare in the pit stops, but he's lapping in the 146s still.
Indeed,
lap and a half left to go. It looks like he's going to bring this one home in P1. But yeah, as you say, Matt, massive shout out to Smoky Devil for the job that he's done here in this race.
Brilliant job to this man. Was 22 seconds off the leader when the leader pitted. He's now only 6.2 behind, so Smoky Devil really done bits. Argent jumped that Bozzy Boy in the pits right at the end, so Argent had a spin, was 10-13 seconds behind that Bozzy Boy, and he's now back in front. And where is that Bozzy Boy? He's there. So Liam struggling. Did he repair the damage?
I wonder if he did, but you saw the Porsche before it came in. It was in pristine condition, Matt. What on earth could they have had to repair? You know what I mean? I know he had that whack into the wall, and I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But from the looks of it, it looked fine.
The car looked, No, the car looked great.
Unless it was suspension.
Now look at the 2 lap times. Smoky Devil took 2 minutes 24 in the pits. Liam Gamer, 2 minutes 48. So he's done something to the car. He's repaired something or changed tyres maybe. I don't know. I don't know what he's done, but he's now 4 seconds off of Argent, and he's got that Stowe Sloth on the back of him. So what could have been a podium for that Bozzy Boy is going to turn in to just a 4th place, provided Argent can keep it on the road. And don't forget, Argent had that spin and was like 13 seconds behind.
It must have been suspension.
Yeah, it's got to. Maybe suspension from when him and Holty collided, I wonder, into the wall with his. If it was a lock of wheels, maybe just a bit of. But the car didn't crab to suggest much suspension. The car looked fine in terms of driving in a straight line. But, well, what could have been for that Bozzy Boy isn't.
Head scratcher, that one.
Yeah, very much so. He's got 3.5 seconds to Argent. Argent just needs to drive a clean lap here to get away. So Smoky Devil's outlap from the pits at 152. What's that Bozzy Boy's going to be? That is an interesting one for me. At 153. So outlap, similar to the pace he was racing with Smoky Devil in terms of normal lap times, a half a second here or there. His pit stop time 20 odd seconds slower, so I don't know what that Bozzy Boy did in the pits. That's Dean Wasocki getting out of Monkey Boy's way. Take nothing away from this man though, and he's driven a clean race. Whatever problems he had in the pits or after he pitted, for Smoky Devil to gain so much time back, he's not put a foot wrong, he's not felt the pressure, he's just drove an outstanding race, and he's going to take the race win here.
Yeah, it's been a superb job from Monkey Boy. 5 races left to go in this championship. Holds it down in P10. This is it. He's about to come into the last corner. He's going to be the champion of Simplay's Pro-Am Series. And absolutely phenomenal job from Monkey Boy throughout the course of this championship.
Yeah.
Here he comes. He's looked like he had a bit of a hairy moment in the pit stops, but regardless, he's going to take this win. And I believe the championship, Matt.
I do believe so. I will clarify that for you when the results are in. But Monkey Boy does win this one. And then Dean across the line, P8, DJ Phil, P9, Holty, P10. But what a job for Smoky Devil as well. Andy, P2 for him, a second place this season. He's driven an absolutely outstanding race. And for Argent here, has he managed to blag another podium? He's not had many this season. He's only had 5 podiums all season in the Mercedes-Benz. And I think Argent has done it. I don't know if we can jump back and see where Argent is.
Kieran Argent coming
out
through
the final corner.
Last corner now, yeah, and looks like that Bozzy Boy's not going to get him. He was closing in on him,
yeah.
But it's a little bit too late, too little too late for Liam, and he's not going to be able to get up into the podium spots. But Kieran Argent managing to hold on there, a bit fortuitous there because that Bozzy Boy didn't really need to repair the damage, but he clearly did undergo some kind of repairs in his pit box. So it's Kieran Argent 3rd, that Bozzy Boy 4th. Stealth coming over to finish in 5th place. Rabbit Joe after an unbelievable bite off the line, is going to come around in 6th place. Not the result that he would have envisaged when coming into this round.
No, not at all. He'd have been wanting to keep that battle on as well for the, don't forget, the final promotion spots as well. He'd have wanted a battle towards the end, all the way to the end, should I say. And he's lost a bit of ground in this race, but he can surely make that up. Daniel Francis crosses the line, P11 as well. But that is all we've got for race 1. Fastest lap of the race goes to Monkey Boy. Who else? And I can confirm for you, 2 seconds, I just changed the screen, that after that race, Holty's still mathematically in with a shout. Monkey Boy needs 2 points.
Oh wow! So it's almost.
It's almost done. It's within his grasp. Monkey Boy needs 2 points in the final race to outscore Holty by 2 points, should I say, in the final race to win the title. What that has done to the table, I'll tell you in the second part of this one. But don't go anywhere. We're going to take a very, very quick break, and we'll be right back in just a few moments.
You're the night sky trying to make me see your stars, but the dark gets so lonely. Now I see violet, I can feel silence, and the dark's all that I see. When your stars are burnt out and your heart makes no sound, I'll find violet in your eyes. You'll always be my night sky.
I just realized I've built walls a mile high to protect my heart, but now I'm all alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been so scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I am strong. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear them down. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? Just watch me march towards the battle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. I'm gonna tear down this castle. Watch me march. If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? If it couldn't break your heart, is it really love? If it can't tear you apart, is it really love? I criticized myself for trusting lies. I know I can't hide, 'cause then I'd be alone, stuck on the inside. The heart doesn't need a castle, it needs a bridge. Been so scared that I'd unravel. Brick by brick, I built these walls. Now I know that I'm enough. Just watch me tear them down. I'm gonna tear them down.
turn on this car.
Couldn't break your heart. Is it really love? They can't tear you apart. Is it really love? They couldn't break your heart. Is it really love? They can't tear you apart. Is it really love?
Play a song. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Play a song. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Turn it up and then I'm gonna 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 turn it up I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Give it to me like I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Give it to me like I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna 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 turn it up I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Give it to me like I'ma turn it up and then I'm gonna take it down. Give it to me like, give it to me like, give it to me like, give it to me like. Stand in the open, knowing it will all make sense. One day
Welcome back to Simplay Motorsport. I'm joined in the commentary box by the top three from race one. I'm going to start with Kieran Argent first. Kieran, a race where Liam put you under some immense pressure. You made a mistake, but you still managed to get him in the pit stops and get on the podium.
Yeah, no, definitely. I felt like I had the pace to be in the top two, top three, with the bunch of lads at the start of the race. Me, Joe, Liam, and Smokey Devil there in the start. All had similar pace, and then Liam and Joe had their moments. Caught me up again, and then I had my moment. So luckily enough, I managed to get back in front of Liam to bring points to the team back.
Indeed, it was a good race between the four of you, yourself, Joe, Liam, and Smokey Devil. All had quite a good battle, good clean racing as well at the start. And like you say, the two Porsches made their mistakes. At the time, did you feel that the Mercedes was handling a lot better through that part of the track than the Porsche obviously looked?
Hard to say really. Obviously, they both lost it at the top of the hill, De La Roggia sort of area. I was more struggling in turn 2 and first and second chicanes.
Yeah.
I was a bit hesitant turning into the corners at the start, and then I was alright, but just got too many flow downs behind Smokey Devil, and then obviously ultimately made a mistake and nearly ran into the back of him. So
yeah,
just once I can get clear air, I feel like I'm fine. When I'm stuck behind another car, I tend to.
Well, what's the goals for race 2? Obviously 2 podiums for yourself and your teammate. You've pulled away in the Constructors' Championship now. That gap is 137. More of the same from you two from the back of the grid. Obviously only top 5 can't qualify tonight. We're not with less people here, so you're not as far back as normal.
Me and Monkey Boy had a chat just before coming live again, and we're hoping that Holty and Joe can hold each other up at the front to let us catch up again for race 2. But who knows?
Yeah, well, best luck.
We know Holty's a race 2 specialist, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. He's won quite a few race 2s. Well, we'll wish you the best luck, mate, and we'll catch you in a moment. Got Smokey Devil in the commentary box, and that's 3 second places at the last 3 circuits now, Smokey. You're getting into a good bit of form in the Porsche.
Aye, I'm quite liking the Porsche actually. It's good in the corners, but see the marks in the straights, just catch right up, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, taking
had the pace in the corners and all that, but see, as soon as you go on a straight, the mercs just came right up behind you, you know what I mean?
I'm going to say you're taking your double points tonight, and that's climbed you up the championship no end. Something that you have clearly taken at the right time of the season. Obviously, the last stage of the season to take the points, but second place, double points. You've still got race 2 to go, so it looks good for yourself.
Oh, aye, definitely. A lot better than what I was expecting. You know, you do. I just sat there and watched people spin. Didn't get too close to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just sit back, cut a car lengths back, just defend the spins. Then you get plenty of room to get in them.
Well, what's your plans for race 2, buddy?
Just mirror the same. Just try and stay at the road. You get a spin on this track and it sends you right back. But,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? One spin and you're out the game sort of thing, unless somebody else is a spin in front of you. So it's all about keeping it straight.
Well, best of luck for race 2, mate. We'll let you get back to setting up and getting ready for race 2. And we're joined.
Nice one, cheers.
Cheers, buddy. We're joined by Monkey Boy now as well, and the champion to be needs to outscore this man on screen, Holty, by 2 points. Me and Andy thought you'd done it, but you hadn't. Mate, that was an easy win for yourself.
Yeah, looking up the line, Joe had just gone. I was like, well, okay, he's got a good start, and sort of gave him room into the 3rd and 4th corner, and looked in the mirror coming out the hairpin, and like he disappeared. I sort of said to Kieran, where'd he go? And he said, oh, he's spun. Oh, okay. And next thing I know, I was like 9 seconds in front. I'm thinking, okay. But it was just sort of trying to manage it really and keep the gap there.
I want to ask you a question about your pit stop, because you and Kieran timed that to absolute perfection. But did you have a problem in the pits? Because Smokey Devil was 22 seconds behind you when he pitted, when you came in, and then was only 7 seconds when he came out the pits.
Yeah, I had a pit stop error.
Oh, right.
I set it to not do anything, literally just stop and go, but it sort of decided it would do something and hold me up a little bit.
Yeah, well, it didn't affect you, obviously. You had great pace towards the end of the race. Title nearly wrapped up. Constructors, you're not far away. I don't think it'll be done tonight, but you're not far away. It's been a good season for yourself and the team.
Yeah, I've sort of enjoyed it, if you know what I mean. After last year, I was like a little bit downbeat. But
I think anybody would be, wouldn't they, if the situation was as it was.
I'm saying no more on that one. But yeah, I've sort of got used to the car a little bit more now and settled down in it, and yeah, we're doing quite well.
Well, good luck for race 2, mate. What's your plans coming from by the back of the grid? Obviously, like I said, to care and shorter field, so you've not got as many to get through.
No, but it's like Smokey said, if somebody spins and you get caught up, you've sort of got to get your head down again and go, so I'm just going to try and stay out of trouble.
Are you looking at the title tonight only needing 2 points, or are you sort of thinking, let's get through this race, if Holty outscores me and the title's slot for Bathurst next week, so be it, sort of thing?
Yeah, if I'm honest, I don't think I'm going to catch him, because obviously he's won quite a few of these second races. Unless a miracle happens, then yeah, he'll be great, but I am not expecting it in this race, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, we'll let you get back to it, buddy. Best of luck for race 2.
Thank you.
Clearly, Monkey Boy not really bothered if he gets it tonight or next week or Rapuna Park, Andy. Clearly wanting to get...
He might feel in a state of mind where he's just getting back to where he needs to be. I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Rather than feeling over the moon that you've got... It's not going to feel like a promotion to him. It's going to feel more like redemption than a promotion.
Yes. Obviously, you was with me last year. Yeah, I was going to say, you was with me last year when he was in the Acura with Dean, and the problems that they had last year in the car, it didn't seem to suit Monkey Boy. He finally looks comfortable.
He does. He made the right choice being in that Merc, and he's been flying throughout the course of this season. But I suppose getting back in the Pro Series for next season, he's got it all to do once again. He'll be desperate to prove that he's more than worth his place, because he only just went down last season by the skin of his teeth, wasn't it? He was the top of those 3 that went down. So yeah, for sure, he's gonna feel like he's made amends for last season. It's got a tough road ahead of him for sure.
He definitely has. Who's your tip for pole? Because mine's I think I'm going to give mine to Holty, to be fair. I can't see Rabbit Joe, if he's got a confidence, not getting anything at this one. I think Holty's my tip for pole, and he's currently doing that by half a second. Yeah,
Holty's absolutely on it right now, and I'd say you're probably right with that one. He's going to want to be able to keep this championship alive if he can. But if Monkey Boy gains 2 points on him, then that's it. It's all over for Holty. So he needs to make sure he can get away at the start, make as much of a gap between himself and the rest of the pack as he can, and really put Monkey Boy on the back foot. Aidan Bennett's just gone provisional pole though, but Holty, we know, is capable of going a lot quicker than a 47.4. We saw that in the first qualifying session. Let's see what he can do here. Is this going to be top spot for Holty here in the second qualifying session of the evening? We'll get one more lap after this. Only one though. And he goes top of the leaderboard by 10.
Just.
Still not on the pace that we saw from him in the first qualifying session. Maybe we'll see that now on this lap here. But this is the final lap of the session here.
Sorry, Andy, someone who's not going to improve. Joe's just come out of the pits.
Oh no, look at that.
So he's not going to get a lap in.
Unless he cuts the chicane, he's not going to get round.
Oh, Aiden's called it a day. Oh, Aiden had a chance of pole. Did he make a mistake? He's called it a day. That's unlucky then. So Holty then, provisional pole. Rabbit Joe as well in the pits, won't improve on P5. And at the minute, Dean's got one more chance. Can he find any more time? He's 1.7 off the pace at the minute. So good so far. That was nice through there from Dean, to be fair. Not so much that bit. He's kept it going. He's kept it going there. Well done, Dean. He's kept it going. Holty then, provisional pole. No real challenges for Holty in this one. Daniel Francis is pitted, so he can't do anything else. So it's really Dean and it's not Dean. It's really now DJ Phil. Can DJ Phil do anything? Testing a new setup. Joe's just put in the chat. Is this the time to test a new setup? Surely you go with what you know. Surely.
Yeah, so especially now that he's in the pits, he's not going to get enough running in that. You don't want to go in blind in the race, so he's done the right thing by getting out before the qualifying ends and seeing how the car goes, but he's definitely not had enough time in that setup to really get to grips with it. It's going to be a bit of a guessing game once we go lights out with the heavy fuel loads. Rabbit Joe's throwing himself in at the deep end. That is if indeed he decides to stick with that last minute setup choice. He might just revert back to the thing that he knows once we go lights out. I know the feeling of getting cold feet and backing out of something that you've planned, so maybe he will get to the point where he gets to the grid and he'll think, actually, you know what, I'm going to go with what I know, because this is a bit too much of a risk.
Yeah, indeed. DJ Phil just improved by a couple of seconds. Daniel Francis must have just tweaked something as he's on an outlap. So maybe just trying something new. We saw him cut the chicane massively. He's never going to get a lap in. So we are just waiting for Daniel Francis to finish now or pit. But either way, it will be Holty on pole. Aidan second place with Dean Wysocki lining up P3. Now Dean gets good starts in that car. So watch for Dean maybe charging up through the field. And that is, I can tell you now, when my laptop decides to play ball, that is Holty's 4th pole position of the season. And in these race 2, when he can sometimes get the pole position, he goes on to take the race win, because the others start that far down that by the time they've worked their way through the pack, he's pulled such a gap.
I'll tell you, the last time I remember Holty taking pole and taking a convincing win was actually at Long Beach, which was before the break. 2 or 3 weeks ago now, I think it was. And we saw him. He was on pole for the second race of the evening. In the end, drove off into the distance, won it very convincingly indeed. But Holty is the man who's at top spot, not anywhere near the times that we saw in the first qualifying session, but he's done enough. He's done what he needed to do. Aidan Bennett will line up alongside him, Dean Wysocki and Daniel Francis on the second row. Rabbit Joe and DJ Phil completing that mid-pack, and then it's the guys at the back, the guys who couldn't qualify for this feature race, or second race should I say. Stealth Staff, Monkey Boy, Smoky Devil, that Bozzy Boy and Kieran Argent will be starting from the back, and one of those guys has elected not to set a time, because there's 6 drivers there. Is there 6? No, there's 5. Sorry, no.
Yeah, no, there's 5. No, there's 5 drivers there. No, yep.
That's
so them 5.
Not being able to read.
Them 5 guys as well randomly pod on. It's not like we get to choose who starts where. So Monkey Boy doesn't start at the very back. He starts P8, so he's already in front of the 3. Smoky Devil, that Bozzy Boy, and Argent. So he's a bit closer to his championship rival, and he's a bit closer to achieving the title tonight. But Holty will have a say about it. He's got pole position at the moment. He knows he needs a good race. He had a bit of problems in race 1 with that Bozzy Boy and seemed to make a few mistakes, had to pit twice, didn't repair his damage. Can Holty tonight get them points that he needs to work himself into this championship once again, going into Bathurst next week? Join us live tomorrow night for the pro category around Imola, where Andy himself will be fighting out the likes of Gary and Jamie Brazier, who actually, according to the championships, tied on point. But I actually found a mistake on the spreadsheet yesterday. I'd put Jamie Brazier and the forever forward replacement down as 5th, both as 5th. Went back to check the results on the Facebook page, where the social media is. We post all the results. Turns out he got 4th, so Brazier actually leads the title by 2 points over Gary after a bit of a mistake on the spreadsheet. That one amended itself. 2 points Jamie leads from Gary. But yeah, join us tomorrow night 8 PM for Gary, Andy, Sutty, provided he's well. Heard he's quite under the weather, gets COVID results back tomorrow, so let's hope it's not the dreaded C, and we wish you best luck in getting better, Sutty, if you are watching.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's also I just want to say a big shout out to Jamie though, because coming up from the Pro-Am last season, he's taken the Pro Series by the scruff of the neck. We're about to go lights out here for the second race at Imola tonight in the Pro-Am, and it's lights out and away we go. Good start there from Aidan Bennett. Looks like he's already immediately drawing alongside Holty. He's got the track towards turn 1. It looks like we've got Dean just ahead of Daniel Francis in 3rd. Rabbit Joe getting ahead of Daniel Francis up into 4th place there, coming into turn 1. But Holty holds on to the lead ahead of Dean.
I tell you what,
it looks like Aidan there gets jumped by Dean coming into turn 1. So Aidan going backwards a little bit. Rabbit Joe up into 4th. Looks like DJ.
Daniel Francis.
Yeah, Daniel into the wall there. It looks like he's down to the back of the pack already. Disaster of a start for Daniel Francis. But Holty clear away ahead of Dean. Aidan Bennett, after a promising jump off the line, has dropped back to 3rd place. Rabbit Joe trying to fend from DJ Phil here. So we see Stealth Stuff with Smoky Devil and that Bozzy Boy having a little look on Smoky Devil, because it isn't close enough coming into the hairpin though. Monkey Boy only up to 9th place in the early stages. Kieran Argent and Daniel Francis. Oh, Matt, you've got to feel for this man. He's taken a long time to get it going.
He's taken a long time to get going. It's what a horrible start and situation for Daniel tonight. Not the night he'd have wanted in the Acura. But Dean Wysocki, Aidan Bennett got a great launch. Dean's second phase though, absolutely brilliant. And Smoky Devil and that Bozzy Boy have both passed Stealth Sloth, so they're up another place. Monkey Boy, I don't know how bad a start he had. I think Smoky Devil, I've just seen on the grass before you change view there. Indeed he is. He's in the ball. He's in the barrier, and he's having to reverse out. So what a poor night, what a poor start to this first lap. Smoky Devil just made up another place, and he's already in the wall. Dean Wasocki here trying to stick to the back of Holty. What a start to this race for Dean. He's just got to now keep patient and follow Holty through, and he could get this one. Just to say that Dean, Stealth Sloth, Aidan Bennett, Cam, who's not here, and DJ Phil are all on double points tonight. And DJ Phil, I think, is a bit sideways coming through the final corner. He is, and that Bozzy Boy and Stealth Sloth both managed to miss him, and he can rejoin just behind Kieran Argent then, and we'll get going before Smoky Devil comes round. So DJ Phil losing it then, and that Bozzy Boy gets another place, but crucially so does Monkey Boy and Aidan catching Dean here.
Yeah, Monkey Boy starting to make progress through the pack. He's not as quick as you would expect from the race winner in the previous race, but we can see here Stealth Sloth is facing pressure here from Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy's made up another position up into 6th place, so he's up into the mid-pack already. See, somebody's lost it there. That is Dean. Dean's into the barriers there, coming in the midst of the turn 2, and he's almost reversing onto the track. Kieran Argent up into 7th place. Dean Wasocki has had a horrible start to lap 2, but Holty leads the way by 2.3 seconds. Rabbit Joe putting some considerable woes on the back of Aidan Bennett. There's that Bozzy Boy just ahead of Monkey Boy. Monkey Boy now pulling up onto the back of Liam. Monkey Boy is making such good progress through this field now. He's into 5th place, and he looks like he's going to be setting his sights on Holty pretty sharpish. Holty now has just got to get away. He needs to put his foot down and drive this McLaren like he's stolen it if he wants to get the victory here in this second race of the evening.
Do you know something, Andy? My heart bleeds for Dean there, because he had such a good getaway, such a good opening lap as well to stay second, and it all goes wrong at the first part of the lap. How I feel for Dean. It's just these little bits, and I've said this over the weeks, these little bits of inconsistency, and this is where he's learning the wheel, just them bits of inconsistency on learning the wheel that are just costing him a few places at this moment in time. Oh, he's lost it again. Oh, he's really into the wall. You just heard the throttle. He sort of just tried to put the throttle down straight away. Clearly he's got to get used to easing the power down instead of just planting his foot down. But that Bozzy Boy has passed Rabbit Joe. So Rabbit Joe has been overtaken by his teammate there, and that Bozzy Boy in front of Rabbit Joe. We just caught the end of that one, and Rabbit Joe's now got Monkey Boy on the back of him. But look at that Bozzy Boy go. He's already pulled a substantial gap out, and he's now chasing Aidan Bennett down for 2nd place at the minute. And I tell you what, I wouldn't hedge my bets on that Bozzy Boy potentially having a look at winning this race. And look at how late he is on the brakes.
Yeah, he's having a look right now on Aidan Bennett as we see Rabbit Joe riding over the curb there. And it's Monkey Boy going to have this move done side by side through a section of the track where it's not easy to make moves, but it looks like Monkey Boy's pulled it off up into 4th place. Fantastically opportunistic there from Monkey Boy. Seizing on Rabbit Joe's little mistake there, but that Bozzy Boy is a man on a mission here in the early stages of this race too. He's made gains, he's up into 3rd place, he's right on the back of Aidan Bennett as they come into the hairpin, but he's not close enough to go for a move on the brakes coming through that section of the track. But I wonder if that Bozzy Boy might be eyeing up Holty in the foreground. You see there the race leader's trying to open up a gap while he can, but once we got Liam and Monkey Boy into some clean air, that could change very quickly. Aidan Bennett holding off that Bozzy Boy, goes a little bit wide through that section of the track.
He's got a time penalty, Andy.
Oh no, has he got a time penalty? That is definitely going to come to bite him on where it hurts coming to the end of this race, but he's just got to get on with it for now. He's got to act like nothing's happening, and he's just got to get on with it. And we see Monkey Boy there just behind him on the track. Is Monkey Boy going to try and seize on this? But we see there that Bozzy Boy going right out on the brakes, coming into the chicane, almost running into the back of Aidan Bennett.
He loves a late brake move, doesn't he, that Bozzy Boy? We've seen in race 1 with Kieran Argent that he loves to brake late. He's just got to be a bit careful here that while he's following the other car, he doesn't brake too late and go into the back of him. He's got to be aware. He's having a look. Does well there. Oh, Aidan. Oh, you could see that. Yeah, you could see that car was heading wide. The minute he started to turn in, it just didn't look right. Now, Porsche, Mercedes, Liam Gamer, that Bozzy Boy as we call him nowadays, and Monkey Boy. That Bozzy Boy with a time penalty.
He's got a run.
He's got a great run. And the AMG's got the power down the start line. 5 seconds, these two are behind the race leader, and Monkey Boy here has just got to get his...
Not quite close enough, I don't think. Not quite there, but he's getting closer. And we see him going deep into turn 1, gets away with it, but it's definitely going to give the momentum to Monkey Boy coming through this section as we see him try to get a run coming towards turn 3. He's not quite close enough coming on towards the braking zone. Liam should have that one comfortably, but this is going to be a bit of pressure now for Liam because he's been attacking since the start of this race. Yeah. Now for the first time in this race too, he's the one who's looking in his mirrors, trying to defend, trying to hold on to the position that he's worked for. So now is an opportunity. He's gone from attack to defence. Can he weather this storm?
Oh, what's happened to
With
Argent?
The race winner from the first race, right on the back of him. Yeah, you're right. Kieran Argent has struck back.
Oh, wow. He's off
he's
again.
gone off.
He looks like he's got substantial damage to the front left of that car. What has happened there? Oh, dear.
It's gone catastrophically wrong for Kieran Argent.
It really has. Dean Wasocki should be able to get past Argent there then. Dean obviously not pitted yet. Had my wing took off, so this is my pit stop. So Daniel Francis lost his wing. That'll be quite substantial damage on the rear. Dean as well is in the pits. So did Daniel and Dean have a coming together then? They're both into the pits. And Daniel's just let us know in the chat while he's in the pit stop that Liam's penalty is 1 second. So 1 second at the minute. Monkey Boy Holty still being able to just apply a bit more of a gap over these two cars. Oh, Liam's gone deep. Liam was deep. He was very deep. And that's allowed Monkey Boy through. Aiden's deep in the rear view mirror in the background as well. Oh, it's all going off at this final corner, final couple of corners. Rabbit Joe looks like he's going to get a move done on Aiden. So does Slough, his teammate. Daniel's out the pits. Dean's still in the pits. And what
this is testament, right, to you, Matt. So the man alongside me in the commentary box, he's just on another level. The fact that he could see the rearview mirrors in the top right-hand corner, that little rearview mirror, which is like on the right-hand side of the screen, no one even looks in that. And I don't know how you saw that. That is unbelievable. You see Rabbit Joe at the inside of Stealth Stop up into fourth, but you're just... I don't know, Matt, how you notice these things. It's unbelievable. Your attention to detail is absolutely unreal.
My eyes are everywhere, mate. One thing I will say is that Porsche has dropped Stealth Sloth in the Lamborghini. He is no longer... He's already a second behind Rabbit Joe. So, wow, that is incredible. Dean didn't hit
Rabbit Joe's got the momentum.
Just said, oh, we've lost. Who have we lost? We've lost Dean. Dean's retired.
Dean's out of the race. Oh, no. What's happened to Dean?
So he won't score any points on his double points night. He won't score for race 2.
That is a bit of a waste there for Dean Wasocki. I don't know what's caused him to throw in the towel at this point. Obviously, there were some good points left on the table if he could have just brought it home. But it's all gone up in smoke for Dean Wasocki. And who was the other ones who DJ Phil's on his double points tonight?
DJ Phil's on double points, so is Smokey Devil and Aidan Bennett as well.
Well, Smokey Devil would have reaped the benefits of that in the first race, but the second race has not gone to plan for him at all, driving in that number 86 Porsche. So he's got work to do, but currently Holty out in front, and he's going to extend the championship for another round, we believe, if he can stay where he is. But Monkey Boy is going to want to make sure that he can wrap up the title with 4 races to spare, that is for sure. Monkey Boy's gapped that Bozzy Boy since making a move in him a few laps ago. Now 3 seconds separating those two, and that Bozzy Boy looks like he's just coming round to put a lap on Daniel Francis. So Daniel will have to yield for those blue flags. But Liam's losing time to Monkey Boy all the time as he's pulling out to the outside. Is he going to be able to get ahead of Daniel before the break is at Daniel?
Oh no!
Daniel lost it on the grass! Has he done that? That looked very suspect there to me, that. Did he? He's just taking a swipe at Liam, I think. That was very naughty.
Oh, what's happened to Holty? There's Holty! That's Holty!
What happened there? What happened with Daniel, though? Why was he... I
don't quite know what that one was all about, but yeah, strangely, yeah. I'm quite gobsmacked. But what has happened to Holty with 6 seconds in the lead? He's 4 seconds behind Monkey Boy.
He's made a mistake coming through turns 1 and 2. I was so fixated with what was going on there with Daniel and Liam.
Yeah.
I just completely neglected the fact that Holty is now in second place, and Monkey Boy currently on course for taking the championship.
He is indeed, and that is what Monkey Boy would have wanted. Argent has just come into the pits at the end of lap 5, so it's not the race Argent would have wanted, especially after a good race 1. Top 10 on offer though for all these drivers. Obviously with Dean now retiring from this race, a top 10 for everybody here. What a shame for Dean Wasocki as well, because he looked good in the early parts of this race. Real shame for him. Hopefully we can get him, he can get back on that confidence for next week. Oh, there's Holty again! And is that Liam?
Oh no, the two of them have come together!
That's that Buzzy Boy! That Buzzy Boy and Holty! What has happened there?
Neither of them can get away from each other. They are all over each other like a rush. Look at that. That Buzzy Boy gets it going. But Holty has lost so much time. He's now 23 seconds behind Monkey Boy and Holty's championship hopes. I mean, they were hanging by a thread. They were basically done and dusted, but I thought he might be able to extend it to another round. But I think Monkey Boy has now pretty much got this one done. If he can just bring the car home.
And what happened there? Because they had a coming together race 1. They've had a coming together now. They're coming into the pits as well. Holty end of lap 6 into the pits. What damage does Liam have?
Well, quite a bit by the looks of it, because he's been passed by Smokey Devil coming into turn 1. As we see there, Aidan Bennett goes wide.
Oh, so does Smokey! What is going on in race 2?
Texas. Oh no!
What is happening in race 2 here? This is crazy, Andy. Drivers making mistakes, running wide. Liam's back up into 4th. Stovsloff's 3rd at the moment. That Bozzy Boy, though, carrying a lot of damage at this moment in time. He has got a lot to sort out and needs to get that sorted.
Looks like an absolute mess.
Oh, dude, it really does. He's got to get that sorted into the pit surely sooner rather than later.
It looks like he's gone and tried to defrost his windscreen with boiling water, doesn't it? That is quite a sight to behold in front of him. I don't know how he can see where he's going, but that Bozzy Boy trying to continue on his way. He's got Aidan trying to apply the pressure on him a little bit. These guys have got 5 seconds back to Smokey Devil, sat in 6th place. Smokey's not had the easiest of races in this race 2, was 2nd obviously in the first race earlier on. But this has not gone the way that he would have wanted either, to be honest with you.
One man who's benefited from all this is A, Monkey Boy, and B, Rabbit Joe. Had a bit of a quiet one this race too. Looked like he dropped back early doors again like he did in race 1.
But honourable mention.
Yeah, honourable mention. On the podium here. Well, she'll be happy with that, the team principal. Clip the grass. Sorry, Liam, says Daniel Francis in the chat. What on earth is going on, Jamie Brazier? I am Pro-Am champion for another few minutes, says Jamie. You're
he could be the Pro Series champion in a couple of weeks.
He could be a Pro Series champion. What a fight we've got in the Pro Series. That is going to go down to the absolute wire as well there. But what did happen between that Bozzy Boy and Holty? Because that one, very, very strange for me.
Yeah, it just looked like they got stuck together, didn't it? And Holty's obviously incurred quite a bit of damage from that. Liam, for some reason, every single time he gets involved in an altercation on track, seems to completely get away scot-free without any damage. Although, having said that, it looks like it's been on a bit of a mad one, I'd have to say. Don't think he's had much. I think he's been off somewhere. For sure. But yeah, he's hanging on for dear life. Is that front bumper? And I think he's going to be overtaken by this back marker Daniel Francis in a moment.
Yeah, that looks like it's hurting him more than it's not. He could really do with getting that into the pits and getting that changed over sooner rather than later. But what a shame, because what could have been, he was chasing Holty down, don't forget, and with Holty making his mistake, could have led this race.
Yeah, he could have done, but Liam, he drove a good race in the first race. You know, he was up there for a bit.
Oh, but then, Smokey Devil!
Smokey! Oh no, he probably saw we were watching him, didn't he?
And that's the same place where the other 2 Porsches of that Bozzy Boy and Rabbit Joe lost it earlier on. So clearly the Porsche's struggling. The weather's not even tricky. It's dry, boys. We had wet races last year, which seemed to be easier to drive in than this. It's dry in the cars.
We are in Italy, where the weather is generally pretty nice. And last season we were at Imola and we had lovely sunny weather at this track. And once again, obviously the guys now at this time of the year, obviously we're coming into the middle of March, and the temperatures are starting to warm up a little bit. So generally a lot of drivers will be experimenting the hard tyres and see how they work.
I wonder.
But so a lot of drivers are probably just trying to go on the much more durable but considerably slower hard tyres, and maybe that's causing all these spins and all the hiccup and mistakes as well.
Just looking at the lap times last lap, that Bozzy Boy was 2 seconds slower than Rabbit Joe and Stovsloff in front. So that's not what he needs if he's going to try and catch them 2 up. What can he do this time around? Rabbit Joe, a couple of seconds up the road from Stovsloff at the minute. P2. And he's keeping his nose clean at the minute, and he's keeping everything he needs to do just right so far.
He is indeed, but he just needs to keep his head above water and keep doing what he's doing. Oh no! It looks
that's Daniel Francis.
That's Daniel Francis's round. Oh,
again?
He's got sideways out of that corner, and he's actually turned the car round. Daniel Francis down in P10. He's still in some good points. He needs to keep his head together and keep going, because he's on course for some good championship points. But that is not going to do him any favours there. He needs to get his car to the end. He needs to make sure that he completes enough laps to score points. I believe the cut-off tonight is 30. Lap 13, is it, Matt?
You've got to get to the start of lap 13. The end of lap 12 you've got to get to for the
He
cut-off.
should be okay. Yeah, he'll be okay for that.
Yeah, he'll be fine for that. He's only a lap down at the minute, as it looks like. The cloud seems to be rolling in here, and I just got the feeling it went a bit darker then for a second.
Yeah, I thought that the clouds were looming over us for a moment, but I think we're okay.
Yeah.
We've got 7 laps left to go, and as long as it doesn't start, I think as long as it doesn't start raining before about lap 12, it should be slicks to the end, I would imagine.
I don't think rain was in the forecast. I know it's according to the forecast, rain for tomorrow, so that should be fun. But it looked quite dry for today's forecast, so we shouldn't expect any rain. Monkey Boy then has a 15-second lead and yet to do his pit stop, as is DJ Phil, Joe, that Bozzy Boy, Smoky Devil, Monkey Boy and Stealth Sloth. They've all got to pit, and Joe's just started to gap Stealth Sloth here. Liam still a couple of seconds down on the 2 cars in front of him. He's now 4 seconds down on his teammate. That car needs to get into the pits.
I'm not really sure why he's not pulled the trigger and come in, to be honest with you. It makes no sense. It would be a no-brainer to just come in, get that car changed up, and because he hasn't made a pit stop, so he still needs to make his mandatory. He's losing nothing by coming in. I don't know what Liam's trying to do here, but it's clearly hurting him in this race. He's 15 seconds behind Stealth Sloth. This is hurting him. He needs to come in. It's
needs
as simple as that.
Needs to get in. Needs to get the damage repaired. He didn't need to do it race 1. He needs to do it now. Yeah, he's losing 4 seconds to the cars in front, and he's actually slower than Smoky Devil and Holty behind, as DJ Phil now comes into the pits at the end of lap 9 for him, so he's in for his mandatory stop. But yeah, Holty and Smoky Devil really gaining on Liam by 3-5 seconds a lap, so they really are going to start to close up on him. 9 seconds is the gap between Smoky Devil and Liam, 31 the gap between Holty and Liam, so he needs to pit.
Yeah, Smokey should have him as well, because he's clearly got the momentum right now. 3 seconds quicker on that previous lap, and you can see that time is coming down and down and down by the second. Smoky Devil will be a bit disappointed with how this race has gone, because he was second in the first race, and it looked like he had some pretty solid speed around this track. He was so consistent in that first race as well, kept himself out of trouble. But so far in race 2, it hasn't really gone the way that he would have imagined it to have gone. DJ Phil in the pits, looks like he's just coming towards the end of the pit lane now. He should be emerging. Actually, it's going to be quite close with DJ Phil and Kieran Argent, isn't it? I think the AMG is just coming towards the end of the pit lane now. DJ Phil in the McLaren is just exiting
there
the
is
pits.
Argent.
Where is Kieran? There is Kieran.
Going to have him quite easily, and that Bozzy Boy stays out the pits yet again. He's lost even more time. He's 6 seconds slower than Joe. He's 5 seconds slower than Stealth Sloth. Oh, Liam, he's hurting his race. He's really hurting his race here. I don't understand why. Surely he's got to pit. He's got to pit for me.
I'm just thinking, right? Sometimes when you're racing, you get so overcome by what's going on out on the track that sometimes you forget little obvious details. Maybe he's just forgotten about the mandatory pit stop completely, and has thought to himself, I'm going to stay out. I'm going to try and go to the end. No, I know that it's a crazy idea, but seriously, when you're in that situation and all these thoughts kind of overcome you, you become a little bit. You lose track of what
you're actually doing and what you're actually trying to achieve.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is
overwhelmed. So maybe he's in a situation where he feels like he can get to the end, obviously forgetting the fact that he needs to come in for a mandatory pit stop regardless.
Yeah, that's it. And I know he's always enjoyed pitting late and splashing and dashing. That's always not the best situation to be in. What I will say is the car doesn't look bad suspension wise. It's not crabbing, it's driving nice and straight. It's the aero that's going to be really hurting him on this track. That's what's going to be costing him a lot of time. He can't pit this lap because his teammate is now in the pit. So there goes another lap that he can't pit. Stealth Sloth as well follows Rabbit Joe into the pits at the end of lap 11. So them two are in. Liam obviously can't pit this lap. And he's really pushing these track limits at times as well. Is he starting to struggle in this car? We'll see his lap time this time around. Now, here's the other theory, Andy. Are his times that much slower because he's racking up penalties? He's annoyed, he's overdriving the car a bit and getting penalties. Because obviously when you get a time penalty, it adds to your race time, your lap time. Do you know what I mean? So
you raise a good point, but he's also going backwards. If you look at his gap to Smokey, you can see that he's falling back into his clutches.
Yeah, I don't get what that Bozzy Boy is trying to achieve here. by not pitting and going longer. He's got 5 seconds back to Smoky Devil. He's only 11 seconds ahead of his teammate. Well, his teammate took 4 seconds out of him the lap before last, so that'll come down no end. Another thing here is his back markers aren't helping him neither, but he doesn't look like he's got the pace. Very. Ooh. Yeah, that car looks a handful. I was saying that his back markers don't look like they're getting out his way, but at the same time, he doesn't look like he's really gaining enough on the back markers to overtake them, to put the lap on them. DJ Phil well within his rights to not move out the way. Monkey Boy, the end of lap 12, coming into the pits then for his mandatory pit stop. And what a drive it has been for him again. Quietly through the grid, quietly up the order, and it looks like championship done.
It does, yeah, for sure. It's Monkey Boys to lose at this point. I think it would take a simply monumental capitulation at the end of this race. It would take a pit stop error of major proportions.
I don't think he's had the pit stop error, Andy. He's on his way out.
Yeah, he's already coming to the end of the pit lane now, so clearly no such issues for Monkey Boy. He's got 4 laps left to go here at Imola, and he will be the Pro-Am champion. Jamie Brazier said it will be a few minutes until I lose my Pro-Am championship. Jamie, appreciate and savour these last few minutes, mate, because Monkey Boy is the new kid on the block.
He really is the new kid on the block. Welshie, if you're watching still, appreciate what could have been again for you if you were still in the Pro-Am. Obviously, last year Jamie won the title with, I worked out yesterday, he took 12 wins and disconnected from 8 races last year. Most wins of the season. What could have been for Welshie last season, if you remember, Jamie's internet was terrible and he disconnected from so many races. Well, 8 in total I worked out yesterday, and he took 12 wins. Did not finish anywhere else other than the top step of the podium every time he finished a race. But at the minute, that Bozzy Boy, 15 seconds off the back of Monkey Boy, who's now only got a 3-second gap to Smoky Devil. Smoky and that Bozzy Boy left to pit. But where is Rabbit Joe? He is about 9 seconds behind that Bozzy Boy. There he is in the background. So Rabbit Joe here, although he lost points to his teammate in the first race, could gain a few more points over his teammate in race 2. The gap's 5 points. Argent as well gained a lot of points over the pair of them in race 1. That's not going to happen this time round. Only 8th place for Argent at the moment. Oh, there's a spinner with the sounds of it by Monkey Boy. Not sure who that is.
That was Aiden?
Yeah, potentially. That's about the part of the circuit where Monkey Boy, yeah, Aidan Bennett, look, we would have had a moment coming through the chicane. Smoky Devil's gap to that Bozzy Boy is really, really coming down. I know Liam's still learning motor racing in general and things like that, but you've really got to... You can't rely on a splash and dash every race, do you know what I mean? He's really got to read the situation of the race, hasn't it? To learn to adapt to them kind of surroundings, because...
Yeah, no, of course, and especially when you've got to make a mandatory pit stop anyway, regardless of the damage that you got on the car, it makes no sense to try and extend the stint. And unless the moment's got to him and he's forgotten that he does still need to come in for a pit stop regardless of whether or not he's got damage, I can't imagine why he stayed out. That's the only theory I've got, personally.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Smoky Devil comes in for his stop at the end of the 13th lap then. So he has already been overtaken by Rabbit Joe. There goes Stove Sloth. Joe looks like he's gapped Stove Sloth. Oh no, there goes Stove Sloth. That would have been Aiden that would have just flew past. No, it was DJ Phil actually. Apologies. But Stove Sloth, 4 seconds behind Joe. Joe's gapped Stove Sloth just a little bit more. And Joe looked a lot better in this second race. He looked like early doors he was falling backwards before Argent and Holty and Liam all had their incidents. But Joe's been quite consistent this second part of the race. Although that Bozzy Boy and Joe laps very same lap last time, pretty much half a second to Rabbit Joe in on the last one, and he's got 9 seconds to his teammate now. So barring anything catastrophic to Joe, he should get Liam in the pits here with Stove Sloth round in the background a minute ago. Oh no, well you don't need that. You want to try and keep the ground to Liam Gamer when he makes his pit stop. I think he should still be all right. But Stove Sloth there. Yeah, he's what's the gap to Holty? 11 seconds as well. Poor old Holty, what could have been for this man tonight? It's not been his night, has it? If he was to lose the championship, you'd want to lose it on the track in a battle with the... Yeah, going down fighting, but Holty's just had problems, hasn't he, in this race?
I'm sure he would have hoped to go down on his sword, but Holty can be proud of his performance nonetheless, and he should still be... I'll say this season, maybe not tonight, but... throughout the course of this season he's been brilliant, and he's still very much on course for a promotion spot. He just needs to keep his head together, get himself back in the game after this round. He's It's more of knocked him down, but he's down, but he's not out. He can still go up to the Pro Series. He can get in those top 3 promotion spots. So it's not over. It's definitely there's still a purpose for the rest of this season for Holty. As that Aussie boy's into the pits finally.
Too
to
late.
Make his mandatory pit stop.
Joe's coming down the straight now. If that Aussie boy repairs his damage at this stage, he's ruined his race even more. He's got to just be in, out, and that looks a lot longer than just in and out. That's doing his damage. He's lost out to Stove Sloth. There's 11 seconds back to Holty. He's doing his damage. He's ruined his race.
Yeah, he completely has. His race is run. It's not going to get any better for that Aussie boy here in this one. But Smoky Devil's coming into the final hairpin now, and he will pick up P5. Aidan Bennett might be a little bit off the radar. I don't think he's going to be a threat to Liam. But Smoky Devil's going to come around to take a 5th place here. Was the man who was second in the first race. Got a fantastic podium finish, and he's gone from strength to strength throughout the course of this season. He moves up into 5th place. That Aussie boy is likely going to finish in 6th place here in this race. Not what he would have hoped for.
No, not at all. But this man here has again driven a fantastic race. He was patient and has been in the lead and now leads by 28 seconds over Rabbit Joe. Argent, what a nightmare race for Argent. DJ Phil, he's had another good quiet race. 9th place for him on a double points night for himself
DJ
as
Phil
well.
Took 4 seconds out of Kieran Argent on that last lap as well.
Oh wow. So maybe
DJ Phil on a bit of a charge.
Yeah, maybe DJ Phil on a bit of a charge at the end of this race, well in front of Daniel Francis. And can he get Argent towards the end of this race? That'll be an interesting little scrap to see. Monkey Boy starts his final lap with not his cleanest of laps. He laps a bit 2 tenths slower than Rabbit Joe. That's not going to matter at this stage of the race though. DJ Phil on the brakes into the final couple of corners. Round he goes then to start his final lap of his Imola race and his round 18 tonight. Join us tomorrow night for the Pro Series live 8 PM. Andy Gary, Big Boy Brazier, many others on track battling it out for we could probably see Monkey Boy as well filling in for the Forever Forward team.
It's going to be exciting tomorrow, guys. Make sure you tune in because we are expecting some rain to be on the forecast, and I can tell you from experience, rain around Imola very rarely ends well, especially in parts of the track like this where all of the water builds up and you see some basically lagoon-like conditions through this part of the track. That curb on the inside is horrible in the wet, I tell you that.
Lovely. Well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. Now, I've never been around Imola in the wet.
The commentary box.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to commentating on this one tomorrow. This man has not put a foot wrong. He's gonna win his title after a dismal year last year. He's bounced back absolutely brilliantly, and for Monkey Boy here, what a job he's gonna do in this one.
It's going to be redemption for Monkey Boy.
Yeah.
Obviously, he will be feeling like. I don't think it's going to feel like a promotion because he was in that Pro Series last season. He was in the top tier, and it's going to feel like he's just reclaiming what's his here.
Yeah.
But, out of the final corner he comes. What a season he's driven.
What a season he has driven. He's going to come around these last couple of bends flat out. He's going to flash his lights. The title is going to go to Monkey Boy. He is the Season 2 Pro-Am champion, and what a season it's been for this man. Back-to-back wins tonight. Top job for him. Rabbit Joe is leading Stove Sloth by 10 seconds, so he looks like he's going to come home for P2. It's going to be a night for Joe that was poor race 1 but a better race 2, and what could have been maybe race 1 if he'd have had this kind of pace race 2, but he's going to come home for a 2nd place, another 2nd place to add to his 3 that he's had this year. That's 4 in total this season. Can't quite make it on the top step. A flash of the lights for Rabbit Joe. He's going to take a P2. One man we've not seen on the podium a lot this year, in fact at all this year, is this man Stove Sloth, quietly under the radar. And Stealth Sloth crossing the line for P3, his first podium of the season.
He's kept himself out of trouble this evening, hasn't he? He's just driven his race and he's reaped the benefits. He's got around everybody else's mishaps and just kept himself in the fray. And he holds on ahead of Holty. Holty could not have had a more topsy-turvy race. He comes home in 4th place. He will be gutted that he wasn't able to keep the championship alive. The championship was a foregone conclusion for quite some time now. Let's not be about the bush. But Holty would have liked to have extended that championship to next week. I know
is
that
DJ
for sure.
Phil on the back of Argent? Their times are a bit wrong.
Oh no,
Oh no,
they
they finished. No, they finished. Yeah, they're a lap down. What a shame. Smoky Devil crossed the line P5. That Buzzy Boy will get P6. Oh, there he goes. He had another off.
Look at that. Jesus,
Oh, he's
look at his
he's
see those wheels?
They was.
He had no front wheels.
They was. Yeah, they was a bit all over the place. That Buzzy Boy comes home in 6th place. Not the race he'd have wanted. Aidan Bennett takes 7th place. Hopefully, Monkey Boy joins us in the commentary box for a final word. Argent will come home P8. Not the second race Argent would have wanted at all. P9 for DJ Phil Green on double points night for him. For double 14s, 28 points for DJ Phil tonight. It's a good haul of points. Daniel Francis will come home and take a P10. We lost Dean Wisocki in the race, and I'm just going to change it to the championship screen. Actually, fastest lap was Monkey Boy by quite some margin.
1:45 in the race. That is incredible.
Yeah, it's good pace, that is. So after all that's been updated,
that is Pro Series pace. That's what we're going to be seeing from the top guys. That's the sort of pace that I'm going to be having to try and compete with, and hopefully get onto. But it's going to take a bit of practice tomorrow night. I'll have to jump on about an hour or so before the race and try and get some running in.
I can confirm Monkey Boy has won the title. He's done it in great fashion this season, and also the constructors' title can be won at the first race next week, provided that Forever Forward Racing outscore Iron Brew Racing by 43 points. I think they need to outscore them by to take the constructors title. Then Rabbit Joe will stay 3rd, Liam Gamer stays 4th of Argent. That gap's got a bit bigger between them 3 now. NJ's pretty much out of that. Smoky Devil has gone above NJ. In fact, he's kind of bringing himself back into this promotion hunt here, is Smoky Devil. He's on 192 and Rabbit Joe's on 238 with 4 races still to go. He's not out of this by any stretch of the imagination, and if he drives like he's done tonight, Andy, Smoky Devil could be a man to watch going forward for next season.
Yeah, Smoky Devil continued that momentum from the first race in this second race, then I reckon he would have been even closer to Rabbit Joe. Rabbit Joe's kind of thrown himself a bit of a lifeline. Well, not a lifeline, but he's managed to give himself a bit of a buffer, that's the right word, in this fight by finishing second in this second race. But yeah, Smoky Devil, first season here at Simplay, could be on for a promotion spot, but he's keeping himself in with a fighting chance, let's say that. But
he really is. Tight midfield battle, Andy, as well. Don Daniel Aiden.
I reckon realistically, Smokey's got to be on the podium in all of the last 4 races to give himself that chance. I think so, yeah, because I know Rabbit Joe's going to be reasonably consistent. It's just going to be a case of Smoky Devil just going all out and trying to be there if Rabbit Joe slips up. I think that's his main hope.
And this is the bonus of the double points, Andy. He's used his double points tonight, and it's really put him in a position of promotion. Tight midfield battle between Don Daniel, Aiden, DJ Phil and Dean. Daniel and Aiden are on 125, DJ Phil's on 115, Dean on 106, so a tight midfield battle as well. So
that's the thing about these double points. It's not just about turning up and driving well each week. It's about understanding what your strong points are and pinpointing those, and some drivers have done that well. Others, obviously Dean Wisocki tonight, taking no points, didn't manage to capitalise on his double points. Some drivers pinpoint which track is their best, and it comes out and works perfectly. Well, mine was Daytona, and I did absolutely horribly there. So
I can tell you, there's only one driver in both groups to take their double points and it not affect their score because it's their actual drop score, and that's Rabbit Joe.
Oh wow!
Rabbit Joe is 3rd without the use of his double points. His double points is actually his drop score. So every other round this season, Rabbit Joe has outscored what he scored at Daytona, like yourself. He scored 19 points. Didn't get it doubled because he couldn't double it with it being his drop. But he's been that consistent in every other race. He's still P3, and everybody's had their drop score, their double points. Sorry. So testament to Rabbit Joe's season.
Yeah, you can look at it as he's really unlucky there. He hasn't been able to capitalise on that. He would have got 38 points if it hadn't been his drop round.
Yeah.
But it still hasn't let it affect him, has he? He's just got on with it.
And the thing is, at this stage of the year, if he was to have a worse race and he drop another score, 19 points that he's going to gain isn't really going to help him compared to the fact that that's his lowest score this season. 19 points isn't really going to help him a lot in his fight if Liam and others score more. But we've got Monkey Boy in the chat, and he is our Pro-Am champion for Season 2. And Monkey Boy, I'm sure you wanted to do it fighting against Holty, but he made a mistake and then got caught up with Liam Gamer. But you've done it, mate. Well done.
Thank you. I'm more than happy. I was not expecting that tonight, especially with Holty obviously being on pole, I thought he was just going to clear off.
Yeah.
But I say I got through to second and I thought, 6 seconds, yeah, I'll give it a go, see how I get on. And yeah, come around that first corner, I'm like, whoa, he's gone off. Bloody hell. And then the next thing I know, Kieran's in my ear saying, you've got like 12-second lead. I'm like, he was only 4 seconds behind me.
Yeah.
Where's he gone? But yeah, I'm over the moon with that. I can't believe it.
Obviously, we said on commentary, we said in the first interview that, you know, your bad season last season, really, it's kind of rejoiced what you've done this year. You've gone down to a group that maybe you shouldn't be in terms of your pace, but you've had that season, you've took the opportunity, you've changed your car, you've changed your team, different teammate, everything new to you, and you're back on that top step and back up to the group maybe you should have been in.
Yeah, in a way it's done me good. It's got my confidence back.
Yeah.
Because I say I was a bit downbeat and like, do I do it again? Don't I do it again? I'm like, no, just go for it, see how you get on. And especially with Master being in here, I thought, great, it's going to be a good good run. And yeah, obviously he dropped out, but Holty came to the party. Fortunately, he couldn't carry it on, but yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed it.
Congratulations, mate! Massive congratulations. You can wrap up the constructors next week as well. So you and Kieran, bonus for you two in doing that next week. It's a very tricky circuit, though. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. I'm pleased I've wrapped this up here, to be fair. Because God knows what's going to happen next week, especially up the top of the mountain.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely chaotic, that's for sure. Andy, any final words from yourself?
Huge congratulations to Monkey Boy. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night, guys, for the Pro Series as well, because that's going to be chaos in the rain for sure. But yeah, subscribe to the Simplay channel. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Got a few, still 12 people. Yeah, 12 people watching the stream. So get this video to 20 likes if we can before we get off the stream. It really does help the channel out so much. If you want to join Simplay, go to facebook.com/Simplay Motorsport to get involved.
Indeed, thank you very much for joining us in the commentary box tonight, Andy. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow on circuit. Join us live tomorrow night, 8 PM for the Pro Series. Join us back in the Pro-Am next week at Mount Panorama, Bathurst, for what is going to be a brutal race. But from all of us here at Simplay Motorsport, take care and good night.
calling to say I say I